Let's get nasty on a Thursday. It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. 201 Your Time Check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. TNT, Kenny Albert on the call last night as the Oilers unfortunately top the Panthers in overtime. Leon Draisaitl.
Whoa!
With the game winner.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately.
It was a hell of a game.
Nobody's
went into
rooting for
overtime.
Edmonton, are they?
Yeah, a bunch of people are.
Maybe in Edmonton, but outside of Edmonton, nobody's rooting for them,
Two
right?
people in this room are.
I said game 3.
I said, I got 2.
It's not
It's
very
only
many.
4 in here.
My friend texted me this morning after he saw the content that we put out there about the Ryan Day jet black beards. He said, go Panthers. But my other buddy said, go Oilers, and that made me feel good.
Wow.
It's nice to have friends that just, no matter what, you're going to have somebody that's going to hold you accountable and somebody that is going to support you.
Yeah.
I got mostly friends that just hold me accountable. It's a little rough sometimes.
Did you shave, by the way?
I did, yeah. I shaved. Figured about as well get it in now.
I'm like, I don't know if I like that strategy because no matter what, we're applying just from into that face.
Figured I'd start clean, and then in a couple of weeks
Can
when we
either
have
dye
to...
the beard or stay in the face.
Yeah.
Anthony.
No. The beard will come back. I'm not worried about that. We'll just clean it up now, and then when
Move
we have to do the
forward.
Ryan Day in a couple of weeks here.
All right.
No. The Panthers are going to be fine, but the Oilers winning game 1. Biggest storyline from the game, Jamie?
For me, it was right from the get-go. It looked like the Oilers were just faster. Just faster. I mean, shots on goal in the first 14-7 for the Oilers. The second period, you expect a push back from the Panthers, 17-8, and then 14-2 the shots in the third. This game very much reminded me of the Game 7 of the Blues and the Winnipeg Jets. Blues came out humming. And then as the game went on, they started to slow down. It looked almost like they were running out of gas, hanging on for dear life in the third, and then when overtime came, I was like, oof, we don't have much left. That's what the Panthers looked like for me last night. They look like a team that has been to the Cup final 3 years in a row. They've played a lot of hockey, regular season and playoffs. They're beat up. They're sore. Well, you name it. And the Oilers look like a team that, especially Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, they look like two guys that are like, yeah, we got here last year. We didn't like the result, and so we're just going to make sure that we personally change that this year. They're on fire. Kasperi Kapanen, too. Where the hell did he come from?
The Blues.
Yeah. Blues waived him. Could have had him. That's unfair. I'm just kidding.
Well, we do with the Cardinals, so we might as well have some fun.
I know.
At the Blues' expense,
but
too.
no, Kasperi Kapanen had himself a great game as well. But to me, it was the full story was Panthers looked like they might finally be tired.
46 shots on goal. It's not a way to live life if you're the Florida Panthers. It's not going to be difficult. You talked about a couple of players, Leon Draisaitl, and I think you named another guy. I was trying to figure it. Connor something?
Yeah, Mick
something.
Connor Brown, yes, back in the
Connor
lineup
Brown.
last night for the Oilers.
Yeah,
Yes.
the Connor guy.
David only played 31 minutes last night, guys.
Is that it?
Where was that when I needed him?
Yeah, those guys are they're pretty good.
Yes.
And if you're going to give that many shots to those guys and that crew, you're probably going to have it's probably going to be a rough outing for you. I just think that's the way that it's going to go. And I agree with you, Jamie. I said it yesterday. The Oilers, having been in this position now, last year was different. Like, that was their first time in the Stanley Cup final. This year, they've been in it. They can be down at home and not panic, not waver, stick to the plan, and actually feel like we have the better team. We definitely have the better player. I know Matthew Tkachuk is wonderful, but, Connor McDavid is
there's no question.
Otherworldly. So you feel like we got the best guy, and we got 2 of the top 3 guys, in our opinion. So let's go see what we can do. Yeah,
so another thing for me, too, was the Florida Panthers in the last 3 playoff seasons now, under Paul Maurice, after leading after the first period, they were 31-0. They just close out the opponent. That's all they do. They just suck the oxygen out of the game. There's nowhere to go. You're done. Last night, they were leading after 2 periods and still lost. So I'm just wondering if things are changing a little bit. Like I said, they looked a little tired. Now, I will say this. Last series, we had audio of Matthew Tkachuk talking about how We just play physical. We don't know when that's going to pay off. If it's game 1, game 2, game 6, game 7, overtime. Florida Panthers last night, 51 hits. The Edmonton Oilers, 51 hits.
Well,
so it's a little more physical than we thought it was going to be on both sides of the equation. Now, which side breaks first? I'm most worried about the Panthers having played so much hockey and so much playoff style hockey, that they might just be a little beat down a little bit.
The thing with the Panthers, though, we've seen this happen before, right? They go down 2-0 against the Leafs.
Mm-hmm.
They come back, they win that series. Matthew Tkachuk always talks about, like you mentioned, playing for that Game 7. This team's been here before. Honestly, the way that the Oilers were playing, watching that overtime, I was saying I wouldn't be shocked if the Panthers get like a ugly goal here. It's how hockey works sometimes. And maybe if they don't throw the puck over the boards, who knows? They go to a second overtime and they find that win. They win that game. Who knows? But we talked about it yesterday. Does Connor McDavid have to be the guy to win this series? I was listening to or watching First Take today that PK Subban on, and he was in a nutshell saying that, Connor McDavid doesn't have to be the best player like all the time. He just needs to be the best player in the most important moments. And he was pointless through 40 minutes of play last night. But what does he do? He sets up Alcombe for the game-tying goal in the third period, and then he sends a sweet sauce pass. And I said it last night in our group chat. I haven't seen sauce like that since the meatballs that were on
the floor.
On the floor, Anthony.
But I still don't know what Barkov was doing on that goal. Marchand got aggressive up top. Seth Jones got aggressive on the wall. And then it goes down to the corner there, to that area. I understand McDavid is a dangerous player from almost anywhere, but the most dangerous spot on the ice is the front of the net.
Yeah.
And Barkov, you could see there that although he is the league's best defensive forward, he got caught up in the moment. He took a terrible angle. He went to cut off McDavid from going to the net, which, by the way, he's on the goal line. Mm-hmm. What does it matter? In fact, I would have my stick above the play, taking away the pass to Draisaitl, forcing McDavid to try for a short side shelf or a wraparound. But Barkov just went aggressive, and McJesus gave him the hot sauce over to Draisaitl, who ended the game.
Does that play remind you of the Four Nations golden goal or whatever when Connor McDavid scored?
Yeah, a little bit.
With the pressure.
Yep.
Where the guys in the
Taking
corner.
the wrong route, too. You don't have... Barkov does not have to leave the front of the net there. Not until Connor McDavid makes it to where he has no choice but to leave the front of the net. And he didn't. So it was just a bad play.
Is that just we talked about it yesterday, that's not the panic is not the right word, but the sense of urgency that you have when the greatest player has the puck in that moment. I think it changes, and that's what I talk about. Like, him being as great as he is now, you're like, oh, crap, I got to do something otherworldly to make sure that he doesn't do something spectacular, and you kind of forget your basic details, and now the goal is behind you. The pass is behind you, and the goal.
Yeah, absolutely. The only thing that would hold me back on that if I was playing in that moment was knowing that the other best player in the world is out there, too. And he's in a one-timer spot. That's where, as a defenseman, I don't know if Barkov did it. I didn't get a good enough camera, but you got to give the little... the shoulder check. Where is everybody here before I decide to leave my post? Yeah. And he didn't. But to your point, Carey, Connor McDavid is always just one quick step away from creating a great scoring opportunity for himself.
Right.
So if the plan by the team, and it looked like it was an organized thing, that because Marchand went, the defenseman went, the other forward went, it was pressure. Right. And they just got beat at their own game.
I think you should strip him of the Selke and give it to Jordan Kyrou. He got a vote, didn't he?
He did.
He got one.
He did. Might need more than that, but not a bad thought. Not a bad thought, Marsh. For me, look, I'm rooting for the Panthers. I still think that they're going to win. So take that with a grain of salt, or what I'm about to say with a grain of salt. But I think that at times both teams were chasing the action. I thought the Oilers were chasing in the first period. I thought the Panthers, to your point, Jamie, about them maybe being a little tired, I thought they were chasing a little bit in the third period. But when it comes to, if I take a step back and I look at this, Bob had a rough second goal allowed there. That was a freebie. I don't think that he's going to give a lot of those away throughout the course of the series. And the number one thing that the Panthers need to do is get a lead. And they had one last night. Credit the Oilers for showing more resiliency than they had a year ago. Some of their players talked about how this is a calmer team than it was than what they had last season. So credit the Oilers for battling through the 3-1. But I still saw a lot of positive aspects from the Panthers last night that lead me to believe that while game one didn't go their way, they still look. It was an overtime goal away from them winning it and going up 1-0 and taking a deep breath here. So I still think Florida's in a good spot.
Wayne Gretzky said this last night on postgame, and I completely agree with him. The Oilers needed that win more than the Florida Panthers did. 100%.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with Gretz on that one too.
How about Gretz, by the way? Sidebar. How about Gretz calling the way the Oilers need to score? He's like, the Panthers, they crowd up the middle of the ice, and he goes, Connor's got to get to the outside. He's got to look then for the weak side defenseman coming down the other side.
There you go.
And Connor McDavid goes down, finds Ekholm scores, and the world's like, oh yeah, that's right. He's the great one. Yeah,
makes sense. He sees the game differently, does he?
The difference this time was he was saying that to Connor McDavid, not Tyson Nash.
Right.
We got a text from Swan. I can't think of a better way to spend my 24th birthday than listening to the Fast Lane Gents.
Happy birthday, Swan. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Come on, Carey.
Happy birthday, dear Swan. Happy birthday to you.
I don't know what we just did there. That was
harmonized is what we did. We harmonized.
pretty damn good, actually.
We should get
You kidding me?
Somebody's
Just made love to somebody's ear hole there. That's what we did. All right.
Consensually, of course.
Of course. How concerned are you that the Cardinals could slip again in June? That's next on 101 ESPN.
First big league hit for Jack Caglione. And he's got a run batted in. Salvador Perez comes home. Congrats to Cags.
That hit by the rookie made it 2-0 Royals. The Royals are now up 3-0 in game 1 of the doubleheader between the Cardinals and the Royals. That audio courtesy of FanDuel Sports Network in Kansas City. We got a great message from Eddie Money 100 in the Snake Pit, our Air Alliance team YouTube chat. Who cares about the damn Oilers, LOL? Your STL Cardinals are in crisis mode here.
Pretty much.
He's absolutely right.
Oh, are we there?
Yeah.
I think we're close.
Why? This is what the hell I told
Are
y'all.
you guys concerned?
I said don't.
You gotta be a little concerned, CD.
I specifically said. I know I said it. Marshy, pull it up.
Oh.
Don't ride the damn roller coaster. You're gonna be sick.
Just because you don't like the roller coaster, Carey,
How's
doesn't
it
mean
feel
we
now?
can't ride it.
How's it feel now?
I feel fine.
You feel fine? You don't care? Okay. How about you?
What do you mean I don't care?
I just see what I did. I see what I did. Yeah.
I did.
How about you?
I don't feel good.
There you go.
I feel sick.
See,
like
you
to
feel
feel
sick.
sick.
Yeah, nah. You don't care.
I feel real sick.
Yeah.
I like
I
that
feel
feeling.
like-
Right before you vomit,
That's a terrible
it's
feeling.
like that. You're in that moment,
Oh,
you're
it's
like,
awful.
It's
Oh,
a
here it
terrible
goes.
feeling.
You're talking about where you start to get the
you're
water.
swallowing down. You're like,
Yeah.
no, yeah. Oh,
This-
oh,
it's
oh.
Where your body starts to grease the wheels, like, don't
Yep.
worry, I got you.
Your jaw starts to unhinge a little bit.
Yeah. I don't want it. Yeah, I feel like I just had a massive ice cream cone. Feel good about life. I'm riding high. I'm like, you know what? One more roller coaster won't hurt.
And
now I'm like,
One more screaming eagle.
I'm starting to feel bad. Why did I choose the Batman ride where you go upside down? It's not good.
this isn't good.
I feel like
No.
I got a brick on my stomach
Yeah,
that wants to leave.
right here.
If anything, it's like the Mr. Freeze where you go up and you're like, yeah. And you're going up. The team's going up. Oh, no, we're going backwards
You
again.
got to come back down at
And
some
the
point.
feeling coming down is not great.
Why am I looking up at the sky right now? This isn't good. Yeah, the Cardinals right now losing 3-0 to Kansas City. There's still plenty of time, guys. It's the top of the 7th. We've seen this offense come alive.
Yeah, we have.
But I don't know. I just can't escape the pending doom feeling about June. Because
Yeah.
April was rough. But May was just intoxicating. And we all believed. We said, the starting pitching staff, yeah, sure, the advanced metrics don't look good on some of these pitchers, but Carey said they don't matter.
No, I never said that.
He did say that.
I didn't say that.
Yeah,
No.
absolutely said
We'll
it.
Actually never
overlook
said
that. Oh, this offense is so fun to watch. They're coming back and get in games. They look great. Even Ollie Marmol looks good. Like, we felt real good about May. Where's your concern level 1 to 10? 10 being hit the panic button. 1 being, for the Cardinals slipping in June.
I'm not going to lose it just yet. I think that it doesn't feel good, right? But I think it's the starting pitching. If the starting pitching does not perform well, Miles Michaelis gave up 8 hits today. Liberatore gave up, I think, 7 or 8 hits his last start. Palante got knocked around a little bit. Fedde had a rough start, but was able to balance out. Like 3 of the 4 starters that you've had in the last 3 to 4 games haven't had great performances.
Right.
So if you're not getting great performances from the start of the game and you're down, yes, this team has the capability of coming back into games. We've seen it. But if you're going to give it right back, or if you can't, if you do have an off day, then it's going to be tough. So it's hard to really gain an understanding of what they're going to do or what they are doing.
101 ESPN breaking news alert.
This just in. Breaking news. Pittsburgh Steelers have found their quarterback. Aaron Rodgers.
Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Pittsburgh going to the Super Bowl. Here we go.
Oh, man. Look Looks like Aaron Rodgers will sign a 1-year deal with the Steelers ahead of next week's mini camp. Tom Pelissero, Ian Rappaport reporting. We fact-checked it. All these guys who are in the know are reporting it. So, Carey, your thoughts?
I just said it. Going to the Super Bowl, buddy. And you wanted me to take Kirky damn Cousins. Nope. You keep that damn Kirk Cousins and his side. Oh, no. That's how you
can't
do.
have him now.
That's how you do.
He's a great backup.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. This is going to be a good day for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Good season. Hopefully he's healthy. One thing I don't worry about, when you got a team led by Mike Tomlin, all the nonsense, all the fuss and muss, and all the craziness that goes on behind the scenes doesn't happen in Pittsburgh, baby. You know why?
We'll see.
Because we take care. Because the most important thing in Pittsburgh is what? Winning a damn championship. Winning the Lombardi. We call it the sticky Lombardi. You know why it's called the sticky Lombardi? Because when it's sweaty, when you just win it and everybody's kissing it and touching it, it's sticky. And everybody wants to touch it and kiss it. It's sticky. And so we go after sticky
Super Bowl,
Lombardis. Right? Yeah.
Okay.
Super Bowl champs.
I don't know why you just couldn't say the Lombardi.
Nah, because it's sticky. Sticky. Trust me. Everybody been touching it, kissing it. You love it. You don't care.
What do they got on their hands?
It doesn't matter.
100 different hands on my body.
All over your body.
Yeah.
Yeah, touching. Touching this Lombardi. 100 different hands
He's
all over
touched
the
it too,
Lombardi.
so,
You see what he said?
Yeah.
All over the Lombardi. He said Lombardi. That's what he said.
Got it.
That's what you'll be doing at the end of the season. Kissing it.
I had a magical experience.
Yeah, he did.
Nothing like it. It's going to be magic.
CD, I wish you the best of luck, my friend.
Oh, thank you.
This is going to be real fun to watch.
It will be.
In Pittsburgh.
You'll be excited. Yeah.
He's going to be great.
He will be.
Now, he hasn't been good in 3 years, but
You don't worry about
we'll
that.
just overlook that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's coming.
Didn't he finish 7th in yards passing last year? Yeah, he did. Faced a dumpster fire of a schedule, still couldn't win.
Had a pretty good last game of the year,
He
Anthony.
did. Who did he face? Tennessee?
I couldn't tell you.
I think he faced Tennessee.
Yeah,
I know
maybe.
he faced Tennessee at some point in the
I think that was
last couple of
earlier.
games.
Anthony, they're number one.
Nah.
They were number one.
In drafting. Yeah. They stunk.
Anyways, all right. So congrats to Carey Davis. He's got a quarterback finally.
Got their guy.
Got him. But at least you know what? You don't have to watch Mason Rudolph. That honestly is the key. I'm happy for
I was
you.
intrigued to see that. Just
I
to
was
watch
intrigued
Carey.
just to watch
I was
Carey.
not.
Just to watch
I was
Carey
not.
week to
Yeah.
week.
I didn't need to see that again. I've seen all I needed to see from old Mason.
Now, does Aaron Rodgers run through the tunnel with the American flag week 1?
I think they wheel him out in a wheelchair just to make sure that he's okay.
They'll bring out the defense to start the season. That's where we hang our hat.
Be better with Rodgers as your quarterback.
There's nobody that really just embodies the Pittsburgh Steelers,
Steeler way.
the Steeler way, than old Aaron Ayahuasca Rodgers. You know?
Do you think JETS Jets fans boo him in week 1 in that
That's right. They
matchup?
just swapped
Definitely.
quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's incredible.
He's going to go there and rip them apart.
Is he?
Yeah.
He probably will.
Might rip his Achilles apart.
Marshy.
His back.
He will have a
shoulder.
good. He'll have a good game. He will.
Oh, for sure.
He'll have a great game. We'll
the
overhype
Jets.
it. We'll overhype it, and then by week 8, he'll be benched for Will Howard.
He'll be 12 for 15 with 2 tutties.
It'll be
The rest
everybody
of it
else's
will be
fault but
runs.
his.
Yep.
You just wait and see.
I'm saying he's going to do great in week 1.
Adam Schefter says that Rodgers plans to fly to Pittsburgh this week and participate in the Steelers' mandatory minicamp.
That's nice. That's nice that he wants to
Nice.
participate.
In the mandatory.
Yeah. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Pittsburgh going to the Super Bowl. Here we go.
Yeah, how did that work last year?
Don't worry about that. You know,
We sang
You're
that for
focusing
about
on the wrong thing.
6 weeks, and then we never sang it again.
I
I just got a text from Rachel. Poor Carey. He's in denial. The first step in the grief journey.
Rachel's singing you.
Yes.
Thank you.
She
We're
knows
ready.
what's up.
All right. So, yeah, Cardinals panic index. Were you concerned? Carey, you gave a
1 out of 10?
yeah.
Man,
5.
5.
I'm
Okay.
excited. Don't get mad. But it's Carey Davis.
I don't get excited until we get close to where we need to be. You know, the Blues, I didn't
way
get
too
excited
rational.
till they got 12 wins under them.
They
I'm
call
like,
that fair weather.
No, they don't. They call that intelligent. It's called managing your damn stress. Who the hell wants to live a stressful life? Eddie Money is losing his bleep over there, talking about we're in a crisis mode because the Cardinals are playing the way that they're playing. Wilson Contreras just hit a double. You should be happy. Uh-oh, Havana Herrera. Did he do something too?
Yeah, you got a single.
All right.
Comebacks on.
On the road.
Runners in
We're on-
scoring position.
I think
Probably means we'll get nothing.
I think we should revisit this Monday, June 16th, because that will be 2 days after the most important day of the year.
Flag Day.
Which is Flag Day.
Nice. Good call, Marshy. Good call.
Excellent. How much does championship experience matter for teams trying to make a run or win a championship? Does it matter at all? We'll dive into that next on 101 ESPN. Playoff basketball is, well, it's at the NBA Finals right now. No better place to play at Underdog because they just became one of the best places to get in on the action. While they're scoring buckets, you could be scoring cash on Underdog. It's one of the fastest growing sports gaming apps out there. And yeah, you can play right now in our state in Missouri. It's the go-to for fans making picks across all sports. Millions of users have already won billions on Underdog. The app has over 100,000 five-star reviews and millions of downloads. So you know it's legit. Here's how it works. Just download the Underdog app, pick your players, and decide if they'll go higher or lower on stats like points, assists, and more. It's a total layup. You'll enjoy it. For tonight, for game one between the Thunder and the Pacers, I like Tyrese Halliburton to go higher than 17.5 points. I also like 27.5 higher for Chet Holmgren, and I like, believe it or not, for SGA to go lower than 33.5 points. I think that number's a little high, even though he's been fantastic in this playoffs. You could start for just $1, and if you nail your entry, you could win up to 1,000 times your money. That's right, turn $1 into 1,000. Just download the Underdog app, sign up with my promo code Anthony to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in cash when you make your first deposit. Again, that promo code is Anthony. Must be 18 plus and present in Missouri. Terms apply. See underdogfantasy.com/web/deposit-match-terms. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncbgambling.org.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals have a doubleheader today. They are currently in Game 1 right now. 3-1 the score in favor of the Kansas City Royals. We'll keep you updated on that game as we progress throughout the show. Alec Burleson up the bat, bottom of the 7th with 1 out with a runner on first. Last night, the Oilers took down the Panthers in Game 1 of the NHL Stanley Cup Final, 4-3 in overtime. Tonight, you can listen to Game 1 of the NBA Finals as the Thunder take on the Indiana Pacers. Pregame starts at 6:30 with the tip-off at 7:30. As you may have heard in our last segment, maybe you didn't, Aaron Rodgers will sign a 1-year deal with the Pittsburgh Steelers ahead of next week's minicamp. Aaron Rodgers to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. How much does championship experience matter for teams trying to make a run or win a championship? We'll discuss that next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
Cardinals have got one of the runs back. They're down 3-1 right now at Busch Stadium. Opportunity to potentially get right back in the game went a little haywire, though. Again, they're still batting in the bottom of the 7th right now, and they got a couple of runners on. So hopefully they can find a way to get back in this one, give themselves a chance to win this game, and then potentially the series in tonight's doubleheader, the second game of the doubleheader.
That just disappointed Marshy so much.
You okay, Marsh? Can you tell the listeners what's going on in your life right now?
Well, it pertains to this game, and Carey knows exactly what I'm talking about. So Alec Burleson hits like a, what would you call it? It wasn't a bloop.
Not a bloop, but
it was a line drive.
Line drive, sinking line drive.
Sinking.
Yeah.
Our center fielder out
Did
in
you
the
know
field.
for sure he wasn't going to catch that?
Yeah, I knew that for sure.
He wasn't catching it. He ended up falling over like...
Almost killed himself.
Yeah, okay.
He's frustrated because
Don't get short.
I will.
Should have been where?
Get
He
mad at
should have
me.
been on third base.
There you go.
You're mad.
I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at Marsh.
Okay.
Okay.
Never
It's a
mind.
line drive.
It
It's
should
a
be
line
first
drive out to
and-
center
all I'll
field.
say is it should be
He's got it.
Should be first and third.
He's got to go halfway.
Wow.
Okay.
Should be first and
And
third.
when he went halfway, when the ball dropped and the center fielder fell on his face and stumbled getting up, he should have been at third base.
You don't
That's
have
how
the
Marshy
wheels.
said.
You don't have the
That
wheels.
looked like Jamie at a
that you
Georgia
do.
Tech football game. Should be first and third.
We don't know that because I can't remember.
Yeah. Nobody else can either.
No.
Carey, how much does championship experience matter for teams trying to make or win? Trying to make a championship run or win a championship.
Well, let's start with the Florida Panthers. We saw them win last year, having played in a Stanley Cup final, and that's really the main reason why I think the Oilers have a chance to win this year, because they gained that experience. Even in a loss, you can still gain experience. Like, there's something about championship games, like the energy gets shifted from regular season to playoffs, and then from playoffs to a championship game or a championship series, whatever it is, whether it's NBA Finals, Stanley Cup Finals, Super Bowl, World Series. Like, it's a different energy, and if you have guys that have experienced that, it definitely helps. And I'm looking at the OKC Thunder versus the Pacers, who start tonight. Pascal Siakam, who was the Eastern Conference MVP, won a championship. He's been there. There's something about having a teammate or a group of teammates that have gone through the fire and can tell you exactly what to expect. And you still have to process it and go through it on your own. But having guys that have been there, it helps alleviate some of the stress, because it's like, all right, it's not as much pressure on me because these guys know what it's like. They've been there. They can tell me. They can explain it to me. I still have to experience it myself. I did the same thing with my team when we won in 2008. I would say probably 25 to 30 guys on that roster, maybe less, maybe 20 to 25, but had already won a championship 3 years previous. Mm-hmm. So those guys knew A, what it took to become a champion. B, can explain to you kind of the process of the entire week. Like, I don't know what the Stanley Cup final lead up is like, but the Super Bowl is ridiculous. The amount of media attention, the amount of interviews that you have to do, it's so different from a normal week's schedule leading up to a football game on Sunday, that having someone explain it to you or talk to you and kind of prepare you for it, it helps. So if you've got guys that have been through that, can kind of tell you what the NBA Finals experience is going to be like, what the Stanley Cup final experience is going to be like, I think it helps vastly in a team trying to make a championship run.
Yeah, I would agree with that. You know, the Stanley Cup, although the media coverage is not as crazy as the Super Bowl, because the Super Bowl, you get people from all over the world, and it's for one game. I will say this, having been a part of the broadcast team for when the Blues won in 2019, it was a circus for 7 games.
Yeah.
I mean, NHL Network set up a stage outside the Enterprise Center. We had our stage. There was Canadian TV and like all sorts of crazy. It was nuts. Like underneath the Enterprise Center where, you know, when we walk from where we come in and you walk towards the locker room, it's all wide open. There's like some chairs, tables. They got stored. All of that was a huge media area with tables and things. And
people
the players,
working.
the podiums were all over the place for different players. So having been through that, you know, as a player, you know what to expect. And so for the Florida Panthers, having gone through it 2 years ago against the Vegas Golden Knights, and maybe it was overwhelming for them a little bit, and the Knights were a damn good hockey team at the same time. Yeah, and Vegas had already gone through it, you know, what, 3-4 years before that, they had a good group of their team that had been to the Stanley Cup final against Washington. So there was a little bit of an advantage there. But yeah, it is something. It's not just the product on the field, on the ice that is, you know, where you gain your experience. It's the travel, it's the preparation, it's the how to take care of yourself, how as the series go on, what your body requires, what it doesn't require. Like, there's so many things that you learn about yourself that you can only learn through the experience of actually doing it.
I think there's examples both ways in any sport we look at. So, for example, the Bucks, when Tom Brady got there in 2020, that was an inexperienced roster. He came in, Gronk came in, and they won it all. He was able to show them a talented group, but not a championship caliber roster, what it took to win at the highest levels. By the way, the Cardinals just made it 3-2. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th, so they're coming back a little bit. But when the Rams won in 2021, Matthew Stafford hadn't won anything big at that point. So I think there's examples both ways. I think your Warriors won both inexperience and experience. Because when they first won it with Steph and Draymond and Klay Thompson and Iguodala, I mean, he was a savvy vet. Steve Kerr had championship pedigree coming from the Bulls, but he was the coach. But they largely were an inexperienced team that got better. The Spurs, when they had their dynasty, they did the same thing. No experience to loads of experience, and good luck trying to beat them.
Yeah, and I'm not saying you have to have had that experience, but it does help. Like, it helps tremendously when you have guys that have been through it. Like, I remember talking to Ben before the Super Bowl. He had just won a Super Bowl a few years earlier, and I'm like your mind is like, oh man, it's football. Like, you just that coming from the quarterback, you're like, oh, okay. Oh, hell, if you're not worried, you got more of a job to do than I do. I guess I shouldn't be worried either. So it just helps alleviate some of that stress that comes with, and these are human beings. Like, I think that's the part that most fans don't understand at times. Like, you're a human being. You have nerves, you have doubts, you have worries, you have maybe injuries that you're dealing with. It's a lot of things that go into being a professional athlete. It's not like you're a robot and you just show up and become the greatest player or become a role player. You have to work hard, but you also have the other factors that you have to kind of squash down inside of you, whether it's the doubt or the fear or the worry, trying to before you can make those plays so you can go out there and have confidence to do what you need to do.
Absolutely. All right, it's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. The Cardinals and Royals are heading to the top of the 8th now. Cardinals were only able to get 2. That could have been a better inning, but nonetheless, they were down 3-0 when they went into that half of the inning, so at least they got 2 runs. It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We got What's Trending with Andrew Marsh next. You ever hear a dealer brag about their huge selection and then send you on a wild goose chase across 5 locations and maybe a sketchy side lot? Yeah, not at Auto Center's Nissan Herculaneum. They've got over 1,000 new and used vehicles all in one place right off I-55 in Herculaneum. No scavenger hunts, no nonsense. And during their Nissan Summer Sales event, the deals are on fire. We're talking about 0% APR for 60 months on both the 2025 Rogue and 2025 Pathfinder. We're talking about big savings on 2 American-made, tariff-free SUVs built for summer and road trips. Check this out. Every new Nissan comes with a lifetime warranty and a 30-day return promise. It's peace of mind you won't find anywhere else. And if you're worried about your credit, don't be. Their finance team has seen it all, and they're ready to help at Auto Center's Nissan Herculaneum. So don't sweat the car search. Just head to Herculaneum. Check out my friends at Auto Centers. Tell them Stalter sent you, or you can start your search now at AutoCentersNissan.com. Auto Centers Nissan, it's all here.
Topics in the sports world.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
It's time to find out with
What's Trending, brought to you by Elite Comfort Experts. Heating and cooling with no gimmicks, just guarantees. EliteComfortExperts.com.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, the Cardinals reporters are reporting that Jordan Walker received an injection in his alien left wrist. This is from John Denton. Not an alien, no. Alien.
Oh, I thought I heard alien.
What kind of alien? Like alien from Aliens or like E.T.?
Quick question about aliens, guys, because I feel like everybody has this preconceived notion that all aliens are bad. Like every movie, they're depicted as like they're coming to rip our souls out, take all of our resources, all this stuff. Like, what if they're not? What if they're actually like allies, but they can help us with this great technology that they have? And they for years they've wanted to like interact, but they know that we think they're the enemy, and they maybe they've been shot at with the military. Like, why do we automatically assume that aliens are bad?
Why do we all assume that aliens are like highly intelligent too?
Well, because they would have to be coming from another universe.
Yeah, how did they get here?
How are the pyramids built, Anthony?
Aliens.
How did they get here?
How did the aliens get here?
Yeah.
Like,
if they're not extremely intelligent, they don't live here.
NASA.
I don't think.
How did we exist? And
But we have extremely intelligent people who make those rockets.
we also have idiots. So
Yeah, maybe they have
maybe there's idiot aliens.
We're veering off the course. Yes, they got all of the same categories as we do. Okay.
Thank you. That's
Smart,
all.
right down to mouth breathing.
Who's to say they're not living among us right now?
I'm sorry. I thought it was just. I thought this was a free-flowing
But I
conversation.
had a question first. I said, why do we automatically think that they're bad?
I had a question second.
Because we didn't answer the first question.
Because of the movies, Jamie, they have this preconceived notion.
But is that wrong?
It's probably from experience.
Absolutely.
What experience?
You don't know. They probably got experience with aliens, and maybe they might be jerks. And somebody told somebody, and somebody created a movie about it.
If aliens landed right now in the parking lot, okay? That's it.
Yeah.
And then they go.
I'm going to be out downstairs in the basement again.
There's no doubt about it. Carey's the first one in the basement.
And they offered.
We've seen that.
They offered to take you, like not to take, but like, hey, we'd love to show you, like, our world.
Yeah.
Would you go?
No. How the hell am I? Is it? Do I don't trust. I barely trust you, Jamie. You think I'm gonna trust a damn alien to take me to their place and bring me home? Hell no.
I'd go.
I'm sure you would.
I don't care.
And a lot of questions that I have been answered just now.
I can see Jamie coming back. Listen, guys, they're not that bad. They've got some ideas. Now, they want to blow up half the world, but hear me out.
Not our half.
Yeah. Not right.
We wouldn't even know. It just we find it on Jamie's like Instagram story or something.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
He took a
The aliens in a thong.
Me and two aliens in Speedos.
Yes, in Speedos.
His Speedo's got a big green alien head on it.
The aliens have a big Jamie melon on it. Yeah.
Oh man. So Walker with an ailing wrist.
Yeah, alien.
Yeah, left wrist actually.
Left wrist.
Anyways,
okay.
it's setting him back, setting the rehabilitation plan back. It likely means that Jordan Walker won't be activated on Sunday, the first day he would be eligible to return to the active roster. And this X post was the one from John Denton, but all of the Cardinal beat writers are talking about it.
I don't love wrist injuries for hitters.
Yeah.
Like at all.
Dylan Carlson went through one of those, didn't he?
Yeah, now he's an Oriole. And he was a Ray.
Yeah.
On his third team now.
Yeah.
That's what wrist injuries
He
do.
had a home
for
run
you.
against us, though, didn't he?
Well, who doesn't?
Okay.
That wasn't fair. The Cardinals been playing pretty well.
Yeah.
Not great. What does this do for? I mean, we kind of had this conversation a couple of days ago. What does this do for Burleson, Gorman? Who gets more playing time? Burleson's pretty red hot. I think they just stick with him, but it's unfortunate.
Valade. He's going to get some playing time? Ryan Valade?
Yeah. Well, he's playing today.
Yeah. He played last night, too.
Well, no, he didn't play last night.
Oh, that's right. He was in the
They didn't
lineup.
play last
Excuse me.
night.
Thank you. He did the lineup game. Thank you. Did the lineup game. They did not play. Good call. Yep.
And the lineup changed, too. All of a sudden, Victor Scott's not in today. He was in yesterday.
Oh, boy.
I don't know what's going on there.
He'll probably play tonight.
Yeah.
But
Give
it's just
him a
weird.
day
Why
off.
would they, like, why?
Maybe.
He had a day off yesterday.
I don't know. It's a
with
good
the rain
question.
out.
That's a tougher question than the aliens being good guys.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm not mad at you, though. That's not you got a fair point.
Which
we
one?
don't know.
But what?
The point about the aliens.
Yeah, we don't know. We just assume.
We do assume.
Anything that's different,
You shouldn't
we fear.
assume. Yeah, I agree.
Have you guys ever thought that maybe aliens are humans from the future that have traveled back in time
that's
to
creepy.
teach us how to progress into the future so that then we could become them to come back into the past? And it's all cyclical.
I have two questions for you.
That's
But the second question is based on the first one. Is that a movie that you're...
No, it's just
It
a
is.
thought
It's a
that I
movie.
had.
Tomorrow.
what's that? No, what's that book?
What book?
Oh, there's
I
a
don't
book
read
that's
books.
like that. There's
It's
a
a
book
movie.
that says. No, there's a book. We just talked about it last week.
Is it a movie that... It was
No,
a
it's
book
not
that
a
turned
movie.
into a movie?
No. Ah,
The
man.
Tomorrow War is similar to that.
No, it's a book where basically it's not about aliens. It's more about like we've already lived this life before, and then we're back again to relive it. Like not reincarnated.
I'm not doing well then.
Imagine what you were before.
Man.
So yeah, it's something. Celestine Prophecy, I think, is what it is.
Okay.
You read that?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Marsh, you are a divergent thinker.
Thank you.
Hey, hold on. Wait. Tell me the... I try not to pass judgment, and I do try very hard. Can you tell me the name of the book again?
The Celestine Prophecy.
You read that?
I did. I was about 19 years old. I read that book.
Okay.
And it was on my own accord.
Karen didn't.
I'm even more impressed.
Karen didn't read
I
it.
was fascinated with how we've lived before, and we don't know this, but we've left markers throughout our life that we recognize eventually, but we don't know why we recognize them.
So that's like when you have deja vu.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
I still have the book if you guys want to borrow it.
I may need to borrow that and check it out.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm equally.
He couldn't believe that you read a book either.
If you would have said to me, Karen read it and provided cliff notes for you,
I read this one.
I would have been, okay. But
He couldn't even speak. He was so in shock.
There's a lot you guys don't know about me.
I guess.
Learn something new every day, man.
There are multiple people texting in saying that Jamie is an alien and he's trying to recruit us. Multiple text
I
messages.
could see that.
That Jamie is an alien.
What if he actually did die in Croatia? And the alien
Took his body.
came down,
Wow.
took his body.
Yeah.
And this is.
Well, he's been mistreating it.
been having fun. He's been having a lot of fun. That's the alien. And yeah, now he's trying to recruit us.
It's not bad, guys.
Interesting.
I'm telling you, it's not bad.
Okay.
Well, if you
Those
guys
guys
don't
can
remember
party.
this conversation tomorrow, just know that Jamie has a deneuralizer in one of his big black bags that he carries around.
Yeah.
Thank you for noticing.
Of course. Guys, I saw a trade proposal from Bleacher Report walk-off on X. This is from Zach Reimer. And this is number 10, and it goes down the list. This might be the dumbest trade proposal that I have seen in quite some time. Here it is. St. Louis Cardinals get outfielder Jarren Duran from
From Boston.
the Boston Red Sox. And the Cardinals give away J.J. Weatherholt and Quinn Matthews
For what?
for Jarren Duran.
I don't know. Quinn Matthews projects to be like a number 1 or 2 in your rotation.
Anthony likes it.
Duran is also already proven.
Yeah.
Anthony likes it.
Like he's legit.
Anthony likes it.
No, I don't want to hear
And
another
he wants
thing
to
about
give up-
starting
and that's
pitching
pitching.
ever again.
No, I'm just saying.
He smiled when you finished. He's like, okay, I could do that.
He did have that look.
He had a look on his face that I was surprised. I'm shocked.
I mean,
I'm shocked in you, brother.
can I talk you guys into a career 111 WRC plus?
What's his war?
His war, I'll tell you.
That's all that matters.
For his career, he is. Let's see here. That can't be right.
Oh, it's low?
He's a 1.2 WAR player this year. He was a 6.7 WAR player last
good?
year. That's great.
6.7?
6.7 better than the average player. Carey, his replacement.
I'm just saying.
Do you like
Triple
it?
A.
It would fit well with Jamie's return to the 80s Cardinals. Somebody who lost speed.
What about the pitching?
I don't know what
clearly
Quinn
doesn't
Matthews is.
care about pitching
I
now.
do. I don't know what Quinn Matthews is going to be. We could talk about him being number one. We don't know. Just saying.
You're shocked.
I'm shocked. He's the pitching guy. Pitching.
I wouldn't make that trade.
all day.
No chance.
Okay, then
Based on
let's say no then.
the way they project Quinn Matthews to be, no chance.
Anthony thinks we already got enough pitching.
No, I definitely don't think that.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
he
comfortable.
loved what we saw today out of Miles
He's
Michaelis.
satisfied with what we have.
I'm not.
You don't care about J.J. Weatherholt either.
Listen, guys. It's not about caring. I believe in the Carey Davis model, which is that you don't care about human beings. It's all business. It's what he has said over and over again. If we're talking about sports.
Ever said that?
It's not about feelings. It's about business.
Well, if you're in front office, that definitely is how most of them think. They're
Just
not
saying, I don't think it's the worst trade ever. That's all.
okay. I'm shocked.
I'm disturbed.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to provide.
Actually, we're disappointed.
Yeah.
Like if we're being honest,
A little bit.
Which is
we're
the
disappointed.
worst.
Like
You're disappointed in me?
Yeah, very
Little bit.
disappointed.
We
in you.
expect more.
Much more.
Especially when you preach a certain thing and then just
Just
180 on it, you know? It's weird.
I know what
I know
Jaron
what I
Duran
said in
is.
the-
I
I know
don't
what
know
I said in
what
the
I don't know
past.
what Quinn Matthews is.
Forget about it.
That's all.
Whatever, Anthony.
It's not like we're trading guaranteed process. There's no
you knew
guarantee-
what Sandy
there's no-
Alcantara was?
Yeah. So I told him not to do the trade.
Zach Gallen.
Yeah.
You didn't. No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
Nobody did, including the Cardinals. All right. Despite the game one loss, are the Panthers still the perfect modern day NHL team? That's next on 101 ESPN.
Just a massive event going on here Saturday, June 7th, out at Frankie Martin's Garden in Cottleville, Missouri. The annual Bourbon and Brews Festival is on, and it's on like Donkey Kong. There's going to be vendors from all over the place, be 400 different types of bourbon. There's going to be whiskeys. They've got all sorts of different beers. They've got craft cocktails. It's an amazing event. They've got sections all over the place. You get there, you check in, they give you a little tasting cup, and you can walk around and experience all the different types of bourbons, the beers, the cocktails, talk to people, get information about things. They've got different kinds of tickets, too. They've got your VIP ticket, which gives you access to the whiskey house, which last year was great because it had the air conditioning. It was a really hot day. And then your general admission ticket that gets you into Frankie Martin so you can get around and walk around all of the different vendors. And it's real easy. To get those tickets, you just go to Bourbon and Brews, stlewis.com. Again, that's Bourbon and Brews, stlewis.com. You're going to love it. They've got all the food trucks out front, too. It's an amazing day, an amazing experience. They'll have live music. I'm telling you, there were thousands of people there last year. It's going to be an awesome event. So please get your tickets again at Bourbon and Brews, stlewis.com.
3:03, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. While Ivan Herrera has just put the Cardinals up 4-3
We're
on
back,
the Royals.
baby.
2-run shot.
Is that Carey?
Yeah.
That's why you got to stay level, Carey.
Yeah, you can't ride the roller coaster.
You guys.
Actually,
You guys.
as it turns out, Jamie and I had no issues with the ice cream. We went on the Batman ride. We went upside down. We had a good time.
It's just fine.
This is fine.
Ended up being exhilarating.
That's why you ride the roller coaster.
Carey didn't get to experience that fun.
No, he didn't. He sat on the
He
sidelines.
sat on the sidelines,
It's too bad, Carey.
drinking his water.
Yep, sure did.
That's disappointing. So we'll get into the Cardinals and Royals game once the game one matchup, game one of the doubleheader, has wrapped up. Despite the game one loss, are the Panthers still the perfect modern day NHL team? I pitched this idea yesterday. Now they did lose, and Jamie, you were emphatic, like yes, of course they are.
Yeah, they're built right, top to bottom. And here's a couple things that are interesting. I got to find it in my paperwork here, guys, because I did have it out yesterday, and here we go. So here are the players. So the Panthers won the Stanley Cup last year. And usually when a team wins a Stanley Cup, there's a little bit of turnover. Now with the Blues, when they won the Stanley Cup, I think the only thing that happened was that Justin Falk was the only new player on the team the following season, and Pat Maroon was the only player that didn't come back. So there's like a little bit of a difference there. Joel Edmondson had been traded to Carolina, along with Dominic Bach. I mean, there's a household name for you, for Justin Falk. But listen to this. Florida Panthers, players who left last year's team. Brandon Montour, probably their number one defenseman. Oliver Ekman-Larsson, he was in the top 4 last year. Kevin Stenlund, just a big forward. Ryan Lomberg was that fourth-line animal that they had. Anthony Stolars played in Toronto this year. Vladimir Tarasenko. And then Kyle Oposo, who retired. That's the number of guys who left the team.
It's a lot of turnover.
They added this year, they added Brad Marchand, Seth Jones, Jack Devine, Chris Driedger, Evan Cormier, and Anton Lundmark. It's a lot of turnover for a team to end up in the exact same place in the Stanley Cup final. Do you know what that tells me about what the Florida Panthers have right now? They have a winning foundation. The foundation of that team, let's just be honest, it's Barkov, Tkachuk, Reinhart, Bennett right now, Bobrovsky, and probably Forsling on defense, and Ekblad. That's their foundation, to which you can basically switch over the parts from there, piece it together year after year, and Bill Zito has done an excellent job of finding guys who can fit under the salary cap, getting creative with that. You get a guy like Brad Marchand, start of the year, wouldn't have been able to fit it under your salary cap at the time, but come trade deadline, he's available. He's a guy you can add, and he's a Panthers type of player. You listen to like what the players are saying. Paul Maurice says is they hated to play against Brad Marchand, and in a moment he stepped in the locker room, he said he's a Panther. Like he plays the game like a Florida Panther does. And you watch him last night. Brad Marchand knows Connor McDavid. They've played on several different Team Canadas together throughout the years, and recently the Four Nations. Skates by him last night and drills him. Like the whistle had gone. There was like a line change. But he's in his face. He's in his kitchen because he doesn't care about Connor McDavid winning his first Stanley Cup.
Right.
Brad Marchand wants to win the next Stanley Cup for himself and for the Florida Panthers. That's what being a Florida Panther is. You're doing whatever the hell it takes to win the game. And when you watch the way they play, the way they finish all their hits, they block shots. No one individual is greater than the team. When they score, everybody celebrates. The bench is happy for each other. Like you have a group of players that are all on the same page. That's rare. It is, and it's rare to keep together like that. It's one thing to find gold, right? Like, oh man, we stumbled upon it. Like, championship team, what a season that was. It's another thing to go to 3 Stanley Cups in a row,
right?
And different players every year, but the main cast has stayed the same. So I think that the Florida Panthers are right now currently the best assembled team in the NHL. Whether they win the Stanley Cup or not this year, it doesn't matter to me.
They kind of remind me of the Eagles. Exactly how you described the Panthers having that championship core. The Eagles have their championship core.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts, Saquon, A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith. On the other side, of course, you've got Jalen Carter, and you've got I mean, the list goes on, right?
Brandon Graham just retired, but
yeah, but now they've got a new. I mean, Cooper DeJean had a great rookie year. I love that kid.
Yeah.
They've got sustainability as well, and I think that's really what we're talking about. And I think it's rare in a cap sport. You know, not everybody can cheat like the Dodgers can, where you just throw money at the thing.
You're right, Anthony.
You know what I mean?
I totally agree.
Like the Panthers can't do that. They can't just buy superstar after superstar after superstar.
And they haven't really fudged the LTIR. You know, some would say this year Matthew Tkachuk went on the LTIR.
Not as bad as what like Tampa did. And
it wasn't as
Colorado.
egregious. Matthew still, I believe.
Vegas.
I think Matthew still started the playoffs somewhat injured. So I think that was legit. But some of the other teams, Vegas, Tampa, have completely fudged the LTIR situation, made a mockery of it. But the Panthers haven't done that, and that's because Bill Zito has been able to navigate the roster properly with players that fit under the salary cap.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild, man.
I was going to ask you, with that culture being set in that way, is that a specific player? Is it the coach? Is it Matthew Tkachuk? Is it Bobrovsky? Is it the coach? Is it just how they go about things, or is it all of them together?
Well, Alexander Barkov said in an interview about a month after Matthew Tkachuk had gotten to the Florida Panthers, he said, this entire team changed the moment that guy walked in the locker room. He goes, I didn't realize it at the time, but he says, now being a month into it, I realized just how much he individually has changed everything without being a person that's come in to change everything. Just he gets to the rink, says hi to the security guard, talks to the guy who washes the floors, the cook, whatever it is. He treats everybody the same, and he holds everybody to that standard of treating those people equally.
You got to wonder why more guys don't do that.
Because guys get full of themselves, Anthony. I'm telling you, CD, you know this. Guys think they're so much more important.
Beat the piss out of them then, until they understand.
But you can't. I'm telling you, you can do it, but they don't get it. And then you just become the bad guy. What the hell's his problem?
Well, you're an idiot. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
But so Matthew Tkachuk came in, and Paul Maurice came in, and Paul Maurice said, the very first, he was there to start, he noticed already that it was a tight-knit group, and he goes, I didn't have to do much. He goes, quite honestly, my job was to stay out of the way, guide them until they could basically coach this team themselves. And that's what he did. And he says, for the last couple of years, he goes, do I add my X's and O's? Yeah, but once we get to the game, he goes, the players are running the bench. They're running, they're playing.
Yeah.
So confidence in your team and good leadership.
Absolutely. The Cardinals are walking kind of a tightrope right now. Runners at the corners, they're still winning 4-3.
Oh.
But Ryan Helsley's on the mound, and it might wind up being a tie game here in a second. There's only really one person to blame through all of this, and the Royals did tie it up. It's now 4-4.
It's my fault.
It's absolutely 100% Andrew Marsh's fault. Marsh, I'm going to give you you fast laned up.
100%. This is something that I typically don't do.
I'm not going to shame you on this. I'm just going to allow you an opportunity to kind of walk the audience and Jamie through what just occurred here.
I'm disgusted. I don't even know why yet.
So we like talking about behind-the-scenes type stuff, and we have a rundown, but sometimes things change based on, time segments if we're, a little over clock. Today, we're going to talk about the Cardinals game 1. We're going to recap the game, and the game was heading to the 9th inning, and I said, hey, Anthony, because it's not in this particular time slot, I said, hey, this would be a perfect time to do our Cardinals-Royals recap after this segment that we're having right now, and you looked at me with disgust.
Yeah.
And right when I said it,
You knew.
I wanted to leave. I wanted to get out of town.
Yeah.
Because of what just happened right now. It came to fruition.
And it was easy, too. The way the Royals did it was rather easy.
Do you feel like Philip Nosek right now?
Kinda.
The guy took the penalty last night in overtime.
It's tough.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like I'm looking at you the same way.
Yeah. But you know what? Paul Maurice gave him some good advice last night. So I'm hoping, Anthony, you give me some good advice in the next 2 minutes. Otherwise, I'm going to leave.
For the next game.
Marsh, hey, there's no punishment here, okay? You know what you did. You owned up to it. And that's all we can do, okay?
Yeah.
Now, when you have your third try as being a human being, you won't do that. You won't make this same mistake because you will have known. You would have marked this time right now.
What happened to the second time?
Well, this is the second time.
What was the first?
I don't know what you did the first time.
There's got to be something, though.
Was it yesterday when I picked Florida to win and bet the board?
Maybe.
Even though I want the Oilers to win?
But you know what?
It worked out for me.
I know you, and you're going to rebound from this. You're going to do something that's going to have us all believing again.
Better be quick.
Let's go, Marshy.
For the meantime, though.
Like a walk-off home run by Ryan Valade if he gets up to the plate?
Are you calling it?
Sure.
He's not even in the game anymore, is he?
Is he not?
You got pulled for the Victor Scott.
Damn it, Anthony, I'm on my fourth now.
I'm on the fourth now.
Four's the number.
He's coming up. He's coming up.
There we go. All
He's
right.
totally wrong.
Yeah, he'll be
Well,
on
that
the
happens. As Ryan Valade, it's a game-winning home run called by Marshy, so he can get some redemption. We will have our sports six-pack. So 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service tax line. To get a question, text in there. We'll answer it here on 101 ESPN.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is refreshed by the Finnish Long Drink, Finland's best-kept secret. A sparkling citrus beverage made with real liquor. Visit thelongdrink.com. Must be 21 years of age or older. Drink responsibly.
Well, Marsh's prophecy did not come true.
Not even close.
Bottom of the ninth.
Yeah, there's still a lot of baseball left, right?
Blade grounded out to first base. 2 down now is Poso.
Gorman already.
Oh
pitched.
my!
Poso bats.
Gorman already
He had a
pitched.
good take.
You just swung at one that was 3 feet outside the strike zone.
I didn't know that.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Gorman already pinch hit.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
I didn't know that until Carey brought it up.
I didn't either. Whatever.
He had a good take, Anthony. It's fine. He'll be back at it in the 11th.
Well, here's the
Blade?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Pozo gets out, then when they go to the bottom of the 10th, he's running.
Oh no!
Because Paez is already out of the game. He got hurt earlier. I think he got hit by
Looks
a
good.
pitch.
This looks
Can
real
you flip
good.
Contreras to catcher? No, you can't. He
No,
doesn't
he's
want-
already in the lineup.
He's not playing.
No, Paez is.
Paez got
Yeah,
hurt.
he is out. That's.
I think he got hurt. I don't know
So
for sure.
can you pinch
He was
run?
banged up earlier.
He was banged up, got a base hit, and then he was pinch hit for Nolan Gorman.
Can you pinch hit for your ghost runner? A pinch runner.
Yeah, if you're in youth baseball.
But they don't have another catcher.
What means you think?
Yeah, they do. They have one at first base.
Guys, everything's going to be fine. Okay?
Oh, really?
He swung
Everything's gonna be
pitches
fine.
4 feet outside the strike zone.
He's
guessing.
No, Poso is setting up bowling right now. Okay?
Clearly.
He's setting them up.
It's a chess match,
It's
Anthony.
a chess
Greg
match.
Maddox threw a home run pitch to, who was it, Jeff Bagwell?
I think it was Bagwell.
Like, so he could set him up
Okay, that
2
was-
months later.
That was
in the
Bagwell
postseason.
and Maddox, not Poso.
Basically the same thing, man. Okay? Now watch Poso.
That's a little
run
league
here.
home run right here.
All right, a little extra innings for everybody at Busch Stadium today. Question 1, please.
Question number 1.
All right, from the 636, if you were or are an alien, Jamie, and visited Earth for a couple days and returned back to your planet, Ranchero, what would you tell your fellow aliens was the best and worst parts of Earth?
Okay. Worst, DMV. That was terrible.
The DMV?
Yep.
So specific and so true.
It's really good.
That is a hell of a place to
It's
start.
terrible.
Yeah.
They got no real sense of organization. Now they have your little computer thing where it makes it like you're getting onto the list, but you can't tell where you're at on the list until it's like too late. Then you got to go to work, and then they call your name like 10 minutes later, and you're getting a text message. Just random, of course.
Paying taxes.
Yeah, that's a bad one too.
That's
But would you really run into that as an alien? And I guess you would.
if you live here?
If you're living here, yeah.
If you're about to live here.
All right.
What's the best part?
The best part.
Oh, we got all kinds of great stuff.
Yeah, like Emo's
Professional
Pizza.
sports.
At the zoo?
Yeah.
But what if I was an
Free
alien,
zoo.
would that be like my buffet? Would I be eating animals then?
Well, yeah, it's still a free zoo.
I don't know. We don't know about the
Free
aliens,
food,
right?
Oh, I'm sure
Why
they
do you assume they eat animals? Why you assume they were good people?
Yeah, but
now
they
you're
gotta-
assuming that
Good
they eat
people
animals.
got to eat too, Carey.
But there's no animals.
At the zoo?
There's no animals in space.
We don't know that. Maybe that's their main source of food, and they come here and they're like, "Oh, look at this!
No.
They're not even charging me for the Golden Corral here."
I'm picturing my aliens basically like digesting some sort of liquid as their nourishment. Just so they can
Like
they can do more.
human blood.
No, not human blood.
Question for you: if you knew there was an alien,
Like a smoothie.
like if you knew there was an alien that was living among us, and we kind of befriended him a little bit, you know. How long would
Acting
it
real
take?
suspicious over there.
How long would it take before you take him to a bar and get them all blacked out?
Oh, within the first 24 hours.
Yeah.
You gotta check this out.
Yeah, check this out. And then what if he's a bad drunk?
He's like Roger from American Dad.
All of a sudden, he's got this laser gun, and he's all mad, and he wants to fight everybody.
Up in Sudbury.
Oh, man.
Outside the Colson Tavern.
Jamie, get this guy out of here. All right? Said one too many.
He can stay. All right.
How did this become a theme today?
I don't know.
All because Marsh said something about Jordan Walker's
Walker had an alien wrist.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy.
Question number 2.
Gator says, me too, Anthony. Their mouths are so small. Makes sense.
All right. From the 618, at what point did each of you decide sports talk radio or that 101 was the place to be?
I've told the story before. I got kind of pinch hit while Dunk was going through some things. Jeff Burton, our good buddy, rest in peace, Jeff, and Dunk for that matter, had put my name in the hat with our former program director. And I got in here one day, and Anthony and I did radio, and then Anthony just said, just keep coming back until they tell you not to.
Yeah.
And that's how I got into sports talk radio. And I'll say this. It was fun to do the radio, and I'll just be completely honest. It's fun to do radio, but it's not as fun as doing it with people that you love being around, like with your boys. It's something different about doing radio, and I've done it on different occasions in different cities and stuff where you're doing radio, and the people that you're doing it with, it's not really a vibe. You're doing it just to do it, to do your job.
Yeah.
But it's different to go every day and like look forward to turning on the mics and having fun and talking sports and bantering back and forth. It's different when you really enjoy it.
Absolutely. Yeah, well said.
For me, I retired and looking for something to do and saw an opportunity here at 101. I moved back home. Came in and Hoss like, hey, you want to do the Rams post-game show? I was like, sure. I don't know what I'm doing. Football. Yeah, let's talk football. All right. So I give you a 3-week trial run. And did really well. And then started filling in on some shows and on the fast lane and the morning shows and all the different things. So it was it kind of on the turn. I think I came on.
Yeah.
With you. I remember I was thinking about this yesterday when we called BT. He was like, completely. Yeah, I knew. I was waiting on your call. I remember there was a time I think you and Dunk were calling me a couple of times. I just did not answer.
That happens.
I just did not answer. I forgot. I think I was at a football practice and completely forgot that I was supposed to do a hit. And, so yeah, just started that way, honestly, easily, and just kind of found my way into it. Just got an opportunity and just kept coming back, like you said.
Who was your first? What was the first post game show? Was it me, you, and Michael?
I think it was. Yeah,
me, you, and Michael Young.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Death Grip himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's crazy. Then, like, there's history that goes beyond the fast lane here.
All roads connect through Anthony.
Yeah, I guess
You better believe it.
All of them. All of us go right through you.
I feel it too.
Yep.
I feel that's nice.
Yeah, Anthony picked me up on the side of the road and said, hey, do you want to do some radio?
Yeah.
Sure.
I said, get away from me, you scary man.
No, get in the car. That's what I said. Yeah. I went to, as everybody knows, I went to Central Michigan, Fire Up Chips for, my major was journalism and my minor was broadcasting, and graduated there in 2004 and went down to Detroit, and I thought, yeah, I'm gonna get a job in radio. This is gonna be so much fun. I got so many rejection letters. I even applied for the traffic coordinator. I'm like, I can talk about the traffic on air. It's not what it is. For those that don't know, traffic coordinator basically monitors the commercials that are supposed to be played on the air. It's nothing to do with actual traffic. I was like, I can talk about traffic on air. No problem. I'll accept this job.
Highway 70 is backed up. Got an accident.
Yeah.
22 lanes are closed till about...
It's not what it is, Carey.
No. What time of the live's at, Anthony?
Right. Yeah. So had to learn about that. No. So wound up working at Best Buy selling appliances and repoing cars for Enterprise Rent-A-Car in Detroit, and then Circuit City before I got my first radio gig, which was passing out free T-shirts late at night for promotions for WDFN in Detroit. And then I just, on my off days, this is I tell a story a lot of times if I'm talking to any sort of like students, I just started to go into the the station and sit next to the main producers and just asking if I can watch them produce a show and run the board. So I learned how to run a board. That led to doing some like producing stuff for Sunday Night Baseball, jobs that nobody wanted. I just said yes to, and eventually got producer's job, and then wound up coming down to St. Louis at one point. And for Kristen, my wife, Kristen and I were dating. I applied to produce the Fast Lane. I got the job. Fortunately, Bradford Bruns trained me because he was the producer at that point. And then Dunk and I were paired up together after him and I worked together on the Fast Lane, and him and I had a long run with the Turn. And it just, sadly ended with Dunk's cancer diagnosis, him having cancer a second time around. Got paired up with Jamie, and now Carey and Marsh, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Period.
What Anthony forgot to mention was that he'd put his 8.5 mile mixtape in those T-shirts.
Yeah.
So when he passed them out, people could listen to them.
Yeah. Just take a listen, I would say.
Yeah.
Just hand them free stuff and they usually take it.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I had to walk through a lot of homeless people carrying that equipment and stuff like that through Detroit. It's a little rough.
What was your rap name? Was it Saucy Meatballs?
It was Saucy Meatballs.
Yeah.
It was saucy meatballs on the side.
You dropped it when it's hot.
Yeah.
He definitely
Not
did
like
drop
it's
it.
hot,
When
but
they
when
drop,
it's
you'll
hot.
know it.
Yeah.
What about you, Marsh?
Well, I went to Lindenwood for 2 years after my time up in North Dakota. Had a little brief stint in a radio station at Lindenwood, and then I ended up getting the job here as a, board op fella. And then
Golf ball whacker guy.
Yeah. And then I just kind of did what you guys did, or like what you were saying, just do different jobs. I did the blues stuff, like what Grant does right now. Did that for a year. And then when Meat left, I took over. So that's the short version of it.
The short version of it, yeah.
The long version of it is that I didn't even go to school to do any of this. I actually switched majors in my final semester of my undergrad.
Kidding.
Neither did I.
Yeah. How about that? Carey, what'd you go to Illinois for?
Sport management.
Yeah, so you're managing sports.
Yep.
So football is what you went there for.
By the way, we're started a lot. Bazooka 275 said, "Does Bradford resent you for stealing his job?" I didn't steal his job. He was quitting.
I actually think that's kind of brutal.
He put in his two weeks. He was training me during his 2 weeks.
There's cutthroat things, Anthony. But
Anthony,
just think, Carey. Could be Bradford sitting here with us instead of
Anthony.
Anthony.
Can't look in Anthony's eyes. He's done some things.
We know what he's done around here. It took Brad for years to come back around.
Yeah. Bradford's an awesome dude.
Oh, yeah. You should be ashamed of yourself.
You know what? Listen. Yeah, do what you got to do. Okay.
There it is.
That's the answer.
The Cardinals, by the way, are trailing now 5-4. So Marsh has got a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. Could the Blues have another offer sheet in their back pocket? That's next on 101 ESPN.
It's that time of year. Lots of people looking to put their home on the market, but there's also lots of people who don't know what they're doing. You might think you do, or you might have a realtor that's new to the business or a family friend that thinks that they can help you out. trust me, call Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty. She's the best in the business. She's been in the business for over 20 years, and she understands where the market is trending, especially here in St. Louis. She understands that there's certain areas that houses are priced accordingly, and there's other areas where they're just priced differently. That's just the bottom line. So Gloria's experience will price your home to get you the most amount of money that she possibly can, but sell your home quickly, because that's the key. You don't want to sit on the market for very long. You want to get to the closing table, making the most money that you can, and Gloria Lou has a database that can help you do that as well. Thousands of buyers that get directed to your listing, hopefully selling your home quicker, and again, for the most money possible. And all you have to do is pick up the phone, call Gloria Lou, tell her Jamie Rivers sent you in. Her number's 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888. Or you can always visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals are tied with the Royals right now, 5-5 in the bottom of the 10th inning. Wilson Contreras up to bat. And as I'm talking, the Cardinals have... No, that's right. That's right. We'll tell you who won the game once we come back. The Cardinals have a doubleheader today. 6:45 game 2. The Oilers win 4-3 last night in overtime. Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. Tonight, Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Thunder and Pacers. You can listen to that right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 6:30. Tip-off is at 7:30. And last thing, Aaron Rodgers is going to sign with the Steelers a one-year deal before minicamp. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center Update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
The update now. Marsh, I've been there before. So
I would have been there. I just found out.
We don't have the rights to the Cardinals. We have the rights to the Blues. So we can't do play-by-play. So as Marsh was doing his Sports Center update, he he was going to tell you that the Cardinals just won. 6-5 winners, final and 10. Wilson Contreras with the game-winning hit. Didn't look good early. Cardinals trailed 3-0 to the Royals. They added a couple in the bottom of the 7th. Ivan Herrera put them up 4-3 in the bottom of the 8th. But then Ryan Helsley, unfortunately, coughed up the lead. Coughed up the lead. It was tied. Went into extras. Kansas City scored a run in the top of the 10th, but the Cardinals added 2 in their half of the 10th, and they win today 6-5. So, nice comeback win for the Cardinals. If you guys want to do the exit survey, we could start off with the biggest storyline, and I think the biggest storyline, not only the offense, but the offense once again bailing out the pitching staff and winning a game that they were trailing. And that has been one of the themes, I think. So that's my biggest storyline today.
I'm going to go with starting pitching again, and not probably in the good way.
What?
Well, I'm sorry. I just don't think that it was. You got 6 innings by Michaelis, but he gave up 8 hits, 3 earned runs. Just not completely terrible, but just not good enough. And I think that kind of sets up everything in the manner in which you end up going in the wrong direction. And then obviously Helsley blowing the save and not getting an opportunity to close the game out. That's frustrating. But the Cardinals did finally figure out a way to win.
So your biggest storyline was the bad thing, the negative thing?
Yeah, we still got kudos. I can't.
We have criticism, too.
For my...
Is that what you're saving it for Helsley?
I don't know.
Which one is this?
Biggest storyline.
Biggest storyline.
Well, if Carey, just biggest criticism.
That wasn't the criticism. It was a storyline.
Yeah.
It's been happening too much.
It's a bad one, but it's okay. It's your opinion.
Storylines don't have to be good ones.
Coming off the win.
Okay. He doesn't care. He doesn't. He's emotionless.
Ask me again.
No, you already
you had your
did.
chance. We've already.
Cardinals win 6-5.
It's exciting.
I know. I was going to get my kudos.
This is the problem with emotionless Carey.
True. You're right.
It just, no.
He's got no feelings.
Nothing. So it just...
He's not riding the roller coaster.
I have big feelings.
There's no joy.
Oh, okay, bragger.
Everything's going to be big.
Yeah, my feelings are bigger than yours.
My feelings.
But my dad's stronger than your dad. You know, like, come on. All right, for me, the storyline is the Cardinals' resiliency. They're down 3 Cobb in this game. They come back and win it. Was it pretty? No. They gave the game back to the Royals and took it back from the Royals again, but they stayed with it. They were resilient. They found a way to win, and that's what's important because they had not been playing great baseball, and then they were down 3-0 all the way into the 7th inning, and they got 2 runs in the 7th, 2 in the 8th. They get up by 1. They give it back in the 9th, and then they give it back again in the 10th, and then finally they score the 2 runs to win it. So for me, it's just a team that didn't give up.
All right, Carey, your biggest kudos.
Yeah, the whole team.
Don't you
fight
dare.
back.
Don't you mock our exit
Cardinals.
survey.
Go Cards. Yeah, well, hey, you should be excited. Okay, my biggest kudos. Wilson Contreras, game-winning RBI single. Great job. Find a way when it looks like there is no way. Can I give kudos to Poso as well?
No.
Hustling home on that hit to first base.
He got hit in the Pishneras, too, the inning before that.
Yeah,
so
that was,
be careful.
That's tough.
Be careful.
It's a tough one. All right, my kudos goes to the middle of the order, Contreras and Herrera. Both guys factored in today. Herrera with a big bomb right to left center field, and then Contreras gets the winning RBI as well. So those 2 guys. Your middle of the order's got to do the damage, and they did.
So you guys gave the kudos to the guy that hit the game-winning hit, the guy that almost nearly put the Cardinals up for good, and Ivan Herrera. I'm going to give a little kudos to Miles Michaelis. I think he battled today. I think
Miles
I think that's look. If you're looking at his stat line, the hits weren't great, but he allowed 3 in a game where you needed your starter to pitch a little deep following last night where Andre Palante didn't get the job done. I thought he battled. He kept the team in it, gave the Cardinals offense an opportunity to come back, and they did. So I'm going to go with Miles Michaelis.
The biggest criticism for me would be myself. Putting this team in the hole that I did. But Doug's tariff says Contreras bailed out Marshy, and for me, that's the storyline of the game. Sure. I'm going to give my kudos to Wilson Contreras for essentially making my day better. So,
Marsh, that's I mean, there's no question about it. You, despite being the youngest, are the most mature, most even-keeled, level-headed. Even for you, that is an emotionally mature.
Big steps.
I'm not going to say steps. This guy's already there.
Yeah, you take a big step to get there, though. Yeah.
Wow, I'm getting a slow clap.
Nice job, man.
Proud of you.
Proud of you, buddy.
All right.
All right. Biggest criticism, Carey. Might as well go with you first.
Why are you going to go me first?
Because you've got one loaded.
All right, give it to Ryan Helsley. 20 pitches, 2 hits, 1 earned run. Couldn't finish the game.
Whoa.
Finish the dang thing.
Got it. I got you.
I think I was going to say.
Well, yeah, I thought I heard something. No.
You guys a little concerned about Ryan Helsley?
No, he's fine, Marsh. He's good to go. Yeah. He's one of the best closers in the game.
Yeah,
what are you doing?
Yeah, he's one of the best. He's one of the best closers in the game.
Stock high,
Today
Carey.
it was a wink. Yesterday or 2 days ago, it was the double finger wave.
What?
So
He did give you the double fingers, didn't he?
he gave me a wink.
Actually, double fingers?
The double fingers.
It's also called quotations.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Double fingers.
Or quotations.
Or the power play in Nashville.
Yes. Yeah. I don't like that.
Called fangs.
Yeah, that's dumb.
They were really good this year.
No, what I'm saying is,
Did they finish last?
did he have?
They had a good year.
Did Ryan Helsley have a bad day? Sure, but this guy, you're going to want him. I mean, the Cardinals want him, obviously, but you're also going to want him if you're another team.
Yeah,
He's putting guys on base. He's making it tougher for himself.
he is. He's my criticism for today. Your closer goes in 9th inning. You battled back to get ahead by a run in a game that was tough. He's got to close that out for you there. He's just got to.
Yeah, but he'll be fine.
It's his job, Anthony.
He'll be fine. Hal's got it right. Trade Helsley to the Dodgers for a future ace. I'm on Hal's bandwagon.
I'm okay with that.
The 636 says, love the win. Defense horrible. Who the hell is this guy, Valade? Hey, you watch your mouth. Has no hits in 2 years, question mark? I did not know that.
It's the new Taylor Motter.
Yeah. You got to tell me they have someone down low who deserves and is a better option for hitting. If not, that is an issue.
It is weird. It is weird that they why would you not just bring up Luke and Baker?
I don't know.
It's just a weird flex.
It's an outfielder.
It's a total Cardinals thing to bring up someone no one's ever heard of. I would rather take my chances bringing Sajasi up and playing him in the outfield.
He had 8
They've
hits
done it
last
before.
year.
What I'm saying, why not?
They put infielders out in the outfield.
Last year, Carey said he had 8 hits.
How many games? How many plate appearances? 112?
49 plate appearances.
Oh,
That's terrible.
He's better 178.
Yeah.
Just got to give him a little bit of runway.
Yeah.
Give him some time.
Just got to let him figure it out. Right?
And then he didn't have any hits in his first
That's a highway, Jamie.
opportunity in 2021.
Could be a runway.
No?
Nah.
Okay.
7 plate appearances, 0 hits for the Colorado Rockies.
Boy, he couldn't crack the lineup for the Rockies.
This is in 21.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is
All
21.
right. Got it. All right. Well, we didn't do the Blues segment, so could the Blues have another offer sheet in their back pocket? Talk about that next on 101 ESPN. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter. We got a special guest in studio, and he's a little early, but we love seeing you. He's Mitch Harris, former Cardinals reliever. And Mitch, you got a book coming out, which we'll get to, because I know you're making some rounds here to talk about your book, which is really fascinating. And you got a fascinating backstory. Naval Academy.
That's right.
But first and foremost, Mitch, we appreciate you coming in.
I appreciate you all having me. Yeah, I tell people, I said this the other day, I just took the scenic route. That's all.
Sure.
Yeah, it was cool. Always love to be back. Anytime I'm back, it's always special. So I always appreciate to come back to my second home.
Yep, absolutely.
So take us through it a little bit here, because knowing that you were in the Naval Academy, I mean, obviously it's not the traditional path for a baseball player to get to the majors. First of all, how many other Naval Academy guys have played pro baseball? I'm sure, I don't believe there's many, but take us through that, the steps you took.
Yeah, so when I was there, we were trying to figure out what's that even look like. We had no idea. We met with a bunch of different scouting directors, as you can imagine, because everybody had questions. And we didn't know that anybody had ever done it, because no one had any clue how we go about this. And so at the time, they had what they call early release policy, where you could do 2 years of active duty and then extend your reserve time, because out of the Naval Academy, you have to do 5 years of active duty. And so we had no idea. And again, that's why I love this organization, that they're willing to take a chance on me and allow me to do that. But yeah, it was fascinating when I made my debut and found out that it was 1921 Nemo Gaines who had done it. Man, that was special, because hearing his story and being able to kind of bring that story back to life was really cool. And just hearing about the tradition there and again, being something special that the Academy can hold on to, that was really neat.
Thank you for your service, Mitch.
Thank you. I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Question: when you're going through this process, is it kind of weighing on you? You obviously have a desire to be a professional baseball player, but you also have a desire to serve the country, your country. How do you balance that when you're working through that? Like, I really want to play baseball. I know God gave me this talent, but I also feel this desire to serve my country, and this is what I signed up for.
That was really hard, because there was a lot of times where I just had to check myself, because it was like, man, I want to commit to what I signed up for. I want to serve. I want to lead men and women. And I'll be honest with you, when I was writing these filling out this documentation to send up to the higher brass in the Navy to say, hey, look, I will do anything you want me to do to be able to do both.
Yeah.
As you can imagine, 2008, 2009, we were right in the middle of a war. Yeah. And they had to do what they needed to do. But for me, it was like, man, figure out a way for me to do both, and I will do it. That means wearing my whites to and from the field, doing every interview in my uniform, I'll do it. But yeah, it was tough, because as a kid growing up, you're always told, chase after your dreams. And my dream as a kid, I think with anybody that plays baseball, is like, man, I want to be a big leaguer. I want to be just like my guys that I look up to. And so that was hard, because, I was fulfilling one thing of like, man, this is great. I've gotten to the academy. I'm out now, able to serve, see the country, see the world. But I also have this goal and dream that I want to achieve. And when I got denied those different packages and ended up doing, all 5 years or 4 years, 8 months, 8 days, not that I was counting. When I finally did do it, it was like, man, like, now it means even more, because we did it the right way.
Did you have any concern, like being older and things changing? Like, I know when you are younger and you're probably in the prime of what you feel your career is, and you go through that time where you're in the service, in the Navy, do you worry about changing, like your body changing or your game changing from that time?
I mean, you can only do so much on the back of a ship that's swaying back and forth. Man, I could do some pull-ups back in the day, because that's all you could do. If you've never tried a bench press with dumbbells on a bench that's rocking back and forth.
Oh man,
you should try it somehow. Maybe not.
It's our next project.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I did everything I could to stay ready. Because I didn't know when that chance might come. And you're right. I mean, it was a concern in my head of like, man, what if, you know, and I told myself as we got further along, like, you can't say what if, because that's not what's happening.
Right.
It's what do you have now? What can you make the best of? And so I never allowed myself to say what if, because I always felt like there was a purpose for why I went that way.
Right.
And so that helped. But yeah, it was definitely hard to think of, man, what could it have been like if I got out of school and been able to, you know, fulfill the commitment in the military a different way.
Right.
But we didn't do that way, and that's totally fine, because I was able to see the world. I was able to become the man I am due to leadership opportunities that I had, and quite frankly, meet my now wife and have the 2 kids that I have, and wouldn't change it for the world.
That's awesome.
Former Cardinal Mitch Harris joining us right now on the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. So, Mitch, this is a perfect segue to talk about My Private War. That's your book, your second book, right? Coming out?
First book. Unless there's another one I forget about. But yeah, I think it's my first one.
Yeah, in doing research, I remember when you were with the Cardinals, but apparently there's a guitarist named Mitch Harris.
There is.
Yeah,
yes.
So maybe Mitch Harris has got a
I'd like to meet him.
I'm sure his book's good.
Yeah, I'm sure, exactly. Yeah, unless it's not, but who knows? But Mitch, what inspired you? So it's relentlessly chasing a dream from the Navy to the major leagues. Besides just saying, hey, I'm going to tell my story, I'm sure you wanted to impact your readers. So why write the book?
Yeah, and we purposely titled it My Private War for the reason that, you know, I think too many times, especially in today's world, you see the social media, you see the Google stories, and people just have this facade that, oh, everything's great. You know, man, it must be nice to have these guys live. And they don't see the struggles and the anxieties and things that you have to go through. And that's just life. And so for me, especially over the last few years, some really close friends of mine that I thought I knew the full story and I didn't. And when I found out, I was like, man, like, why am I not talking to them more? Why am I not helping out more, being a better friend, being a better man? And so for me, it was like, man, I'm being wasteful if I don't tell this story, and if I don't use this story to make an impact. And so for me, it was like, I want to tell the vulnerabilities and the things that, quite frankly, aren't very great, like reliving.
Yeah.
But I want that to have an impact on people that can say, you know what, if he was able to go through that and achieve what he did, I can face whatever, I'm telling myself might be, not possible, but really it's just improbable,
Mitch, so Jamie played a number of years in the NHL. I played a number of years in the NFL. And one thing that I learned when I retired was I struggled with the lack of structure. And I'm sure playing professional baseball and being in the military, there is so much structure involved in it. How was your journey when you were completely done with everything, just handling just the lack of structure in your life? Because I know I struggled with it mightily, and I'm sure Jamie did as well.
It was hard, to say the least, because going from the military where there's only structure to, it's so repetitive, as you guys know, to then, like, one, who am I?
Yes.
I took off a uniform, both uniforms, and, like, who am I? And that was part of the whole process of not going back into some of those deep, dark holes I was in. It's like, okay, now what? Now what do I do? And fortunately, because of the things I'd gone through, I was able to transition and do what I'm doing now, and that was good because it took some time, took a few months to kind of figure out, okay, what's life going to look like now? But we had a baby at the time when I was got done, and that gave me some motivation, obviously. And but now there's a lot of strict things in order that my wife makes sure that I do. So
he's a new general.
Those of you who are married definitely know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Mitch, you talk about going through some of those dark times and whatnot. I'm just going to be completely honest. I went through them too, and they weren't fun because I'm like, well, what's my purpose now? Yeah. All I've ever been is a hockey player.
Right. Who am I?
Yeah, who am I? And I got the rest of my life to live here. Who are some people in your life that helped you through some of that? Because I had some former teammates that kind of drug me along in those situations, helped me out a ton. Just curious to see who was with you.
Honestly, I didn't have as many as I wanted to, and I think that's the reason I'm writing the book. Because when I was looking for people to, quite frankly, be vulnerable to, I didn't know that I had them, and I didn't really trust to do that and to have those conversations. And I'll never forget one of the guys I talked with. He said this to me. He said, Mitch, when I was out there on the field, I felt like Superman. He said, but as soon as I stepped off, I felt like Clark Kent. And I said, for whatever reason, I just said, well, what's most important to you? He's like, well, my family, my friends. And I said, well, why are you giving them Clark Kent? And so that made, like, that kind of punched me in the gut of, like, am I doing that? Because if I'm not giving my wife, my kids Superman, and I'm giving them Clark Kent, but everybody else gets the best of me, why? That doesn't make any sense. That's not fair. And so for me, it was really just having to go through the mud and the nastiness of just life to figure out, like, you can't do this on your own. You've got to find people around you, family, friends, whoever, to just be able to pour into you, say, look, man, I just got to be a little vulnerable with you. I'm struggling with this. And, man, when I finally said, you know what, I'm going to be vulnerable with some of my friends, it was shocking to hear.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, and because, you know, you realize, like, hey, you know what, there's no shame in that. I did that. I had that issue, no big deal. Here's how I battled it. Let's do it together. And, you know, the military, we always say, I'll get your 6, man. And that's what we always say, like, hey, you're going through it. I've been there. Let me help out any way I can. Here's my number. Call me anytime that happens. And so that's the big deal for me.
So how many similarities did you find between the military and sports teams? Because I know for the structure, your teammates, you're going to battle together. Not the same kind of battle. I'm not even alluding to that. But I'm just saying, like, there are a lot of things that I think are very similar.
There's so many similarities that people don't even realize. And you know, in the military, we always talked about attention to detail. In sports, you always talk about attention to detail. You always talking about, hey, how can I get better? You know, you've heard the, hey, 1% each day. I'm going to get 1% better. Now, we practice so much in the military for exercises that you never thought we would do just so that we were prepared. Same thing as sports. You're constantly practicing. The similarities are so crazy, both on the field and off the field, because it's so taxing on your mind and your body that it's such a struggle when you step off that field and go, man, all that pressure, all that stuff I was doing, how do I handle that off the field? The similarities are very, very, very close.
Couple more things for Mitch Harris, former Cardinal. He's got a book coming out that should be fantastic. If you listen to Mitch speak about, you know, some of the struggles that he had, Jamie can relate. We all can relate. Every single one of us. My Private War is the name of the book. But Mitch, we'd be remiss if we didn't ask you about your time in St. Louis with the Cardinals, and your first manager in the minors was who?
Was Ollie. Ollie was the man, and is the man, and so. Yeah, it was funny. My first spring, they were like, "Yep, we're going to send you to short season just to get a season under your belt, figure it out." I was 27 as a rookie and trying to just figure out how to pitch again. I mean, I came into spring training, as you guys can imagine. I was in great shape from working out and in the military, but not throwing a baseball for 5 years. It was a little embarrassing. I was grunting throwing 82. And so having to try to figure out how do you pitch at 82 against professional athletes, it wasn't pretty in spring training, you know? So by the end of spring training, things started to progress. They sent me to short season, and I realized that Ollie is the manager, and I didn't know anything about him, so I did some research, and I was like, wait a minute. I think I'm older than this. So we get to spring training or we get to the season, and it's his office. I was right next to him, and then on the opposite side of that was our brand new draft pick, Carson Kelly, who was 18.
Oh, wow, the catcher.
So it was 18, 26, and then a 27-year-old.
Wow.
It was an interesting dynamic in that clubhouse, but man, we had an absolute blast. It was a lot of fun.
So how was Ollie as a manager?
He was outstanding. He was great. I mean, he is your stereotypical players manager. He'll fight for you. You know, I always told him, you know, early on, I was like, look, if you need to make an example of somebody, you pull me in, chew me out, wear me out. I'll play the part. After the game, though, I'm going to come in the office, and we're going to hang out and cut up and laugh and joke about things because it's going to be that way. Right?
Yeah, sure.
You're not going to bother me.
Yeah.
But we had a great time. He was, again, he did such a good job. We did really well that year. I think we went to the championship, if I remember correctly, and lost. But yeah, we had a fun time. He was great to play for.
Well, Mitch, we appreciate you stopping by, man. We thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah, absolutely. And best of luck with the book again, My Private War. I'm gonna scoop up. I think we all will. We're gonna scoop up a copy. So
yeah, I appreciate that.
We'll check that out.
Just the easiest, so that you know, because it is coming out in a couple months. It's on Mitch. All the links and stuff will be on MitchHarris.com.
Excellent, awesome, Mitch. Good stuff, man. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
All right, we got the Gauntlet coming up next in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
categories, one challenger. Can you survive the gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
It's Fastlane on 101 at ESPN. Man, great stuff from Mitch Harris. We thoroughly enjoyed that conversation.
I totally appreciate him doing that because I would have loved to have had a book handed to me at some point near the end of my career. And
read this.
Read this. And if you have any questions, call me. He seems like that kind of guy.
Absolutely. So former Cardinal Mitch Harris. If you missed that interview, we'll post it onto the website. All right, now we got some business to attend to. We got Brian on the line for the Gauntlet. What's up, Brian?
How are you, fellas?
Doing good, man. Appreciate you joining us. Thank you for listening. Thank you for playing. The entire board is open. Would you like Marsh, Carey, Jamie, or me?
Anthony, I think I'm going to go you, sir.
Oh, man. Okay, Brian. All right. I don't know why. I just got nervous.
Did you really?
I did. I got nervous. I don't know why.
Wow.
I don't know why. Brian, good luck to you.
All right.
Good luck, Anthony.
Thank you.
All right, Anthony's going to make his way to the cone of silence. While he's doing that, Brian, you know the deal. Tell Marshy to spin that wheel.
Spin that wheel, Marsh.
All right, Brian. What are you wanting, or what are you not wanting?
I don't think I want the random.
Oh, Brian, do you know the rule about the wheel?
Oh, I know well. It starts with an R.
Yeah, you got random, dude. And I mean, it almost made it to football, but it stopped at random.
Here's the positive thing about that. You are not the only one that hates random. I think we all despise random.
I enjoy it when it's not me having to do it.
Yeah. When you got to do it. And we know Anthony does not like random.
No.
So I'm good. Let's do this.
Brian, just to recap, there'll be 4 questions. They're worth 2 points each. If you use the options, get it right, it's only worth 1 point. Wrong answers are 0 points. If you're tied after 4 questions, we'll go to a closest to the pin tiebreaker type question, and we will get a winner here in the Gauntlet. Brian, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Carey's already laughing, so I can't wait for this one. Name the entertainer who recently courted controversy by abruptly walking off the Saturday Night Live stage after serving as the show's musical guest.
I know it's a country musician and it's a guy. Let's go with the option.
All right. Was it Morgan Wallen, SZA, or Benson Boone?
I'm going to go option 1, Morgan Wallen.
Final answer?
Yep, lock it in.
Thank you.
Question number 2. What is South Carolina's largest city?
South Carolina's largest city. Let's go options there.
Is it Greenville, Columbia, or Charleston?
I will go Charleston. Lock it in.
Nice.
Question number 3. Over the weekend, the U.S. women's national team blanked its foe 3-0 in a friendly. Identify that losing country.
Oh. Options.
Options are Denmark, China, Russia.
I will go Denmark.
Final answer?
Yes, Denmark. We'll go final.
Okay, last one for you here, Brian. Before his pro debut in 1985, Mike Tyson attempted to qualify as a boxing heavyweight for the 1984 Summer Olympics. Where were those games held?
I'm going to say Los Angeles.
Final answer?
Final answer.
All right.
Final answer.
All right, we're going to get Anthony back in here while he's coming in. Brian, how you feeling about things?
I felt a lot better, among other things, before.
Okay. All right, well, Anthony's plugging his ears back in here. Anthony, how's it going to silence?
We were just chatting about Mitch Harris. Yeah. So T-Bone and BK and Ferrario had Mitch on right after the Cardinals hired Ollie. And he said he was great. Yeah. So.
Oh, he's awesome. He is. You can tell he's got a bright future ahead of like public speaking and things.
No
like
doubt.
that.
Yeah.
Good dude. Well, Anthony, your category today is random.
Okay.
Completely random.
Completely random.
Okay.
And you better pack lunch.
Yep.
Question 1. Name the entertainer who recently courted controversy by abruptly walking off the Saturday Night Live stage after serving as the show's musical guest.
Oh, man. Who was it? I feel like one of the hosts was talking about this. Shoot. I need the options.
Was it Morgan Wallen, SZA, or Benson Boone?
No, it was Morgan Wallen. Morgan Wallen, final answer.
Question number 2. What is South Carolina's largest city?
South Carolina's largest city. Options.
Is it Greenville, Columbia, or Charleston?
I'll go with... I thought Greenville initially. Greenville, Columbia, Charleston. I'll go Columbia. Final answer.
Question number 3. Over the weekend, the U.S. women's national team blanked its foe 3-0 in a friendly. Identify that losing country.
Should be 3-0.
Yeah, it's 3-0. You threw me off.
Please?
You threw me off.
Read it again.
Yeah.
Read it again.
It's 3-0. Yeah.
Come on.
Over the weekend, the U.S. Well, it didn't say soccer, so maybe that was a part of the question.
yes,
It
well,
could have
but-
been like badminton or something. I don't
right.
know. Over the weekend, the U.S. women's national team blanked its foe 3-0 in a friendly. Identify that losing country.
No, I remember watching the match, but I watch a lot of matches, so I'll need the options on that, just because again I watch so many matches.
Yeah, of course. Options are Denmark, China, Russia.
Marshy's mad.
They're very.
Sorry, man.
China. Final answer.
All right, Anthony, final question of the day. Before his pro debut in 1985, Mike Tyson attempted to qualify as a boxing heavyweight for the 1984 Summer Olympics. Where were those games held?
Los Angeles. I better take the options on this too. Options, please.
Los Angeles, Provo, Utah, or Barcelona?
Los Angeles. Final answer.
All right. Let's go over it. Question 1. Name the entertainer who recently courted controversy by abruptly walking off the Saturday Night Live stage after serving as the show's musical guest. Brian, you said Morgan Wallen. Anthony, with the options, you said Morgan Wallen. Carey, answer is...
Yeah, it's Morgan.
But... Brian also used the options.
Oh, boy. Okay.
1-1 after 1.
It's the only one I feel good about.
Question 2. What is South Carolina's largest city? Brian, with the options, said Charleston. Anthony, with the options, you said Columbia. Marshy, answer is...
It is Charleston.
Charleston. Brian up 2-1 after 2.
Good job, Brian.
Question 3. Over the weekend, the U.S. women's national team blanked its foe 3-0 in friendly. Identify that losing country. Brian took the option, said Denmark. Anthony took the option, said China. Carey, answer is...
You soccer watching son of a gun. It's China.
China.
You know it.
I thought I remembered it.
Yep.
2-2 headed
watching a lot.
into the final question. Before his pro debut in 1985, Mike Tyson attempted to qualify as a boxing heavyweight for the 1984 Summer Olympics. Where were those games held? Anthony took the options, said Los Angeles. Brian did not take the options and said Los Angeles. If the answer is Los Angeles, Brian wins.
It's not.
If it's not, we got a walk-off.
Oof. Well, let's hope it's not L.A., huh?
Brian.
Oh.
You have chosen wisely.
I even had it. I even said LA.
Congrats, Brian. You got him on the last question. You got 2 points for that bad boy.
I've never won and had such a sick feeling in my stomach.
Congrats, Brian. Nice job, man. I should have.
Thanks, Anthony.
I should have won with my gut. Congratulations. We'll call you again tomorrow. You'll have round 2.
Yeah, I appreciate it, fellas. I enjoy the show. And if I could, can I give a quick shout out to
Sure.
my son?
Yeah, of course.
DAC freshman volleyball champions at the Fort Zumwalt North High School.
All right. Nice job. Congratulations. Excellent.
Man. That's
Excellent.
awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, guys. Love the show, and
Thank
I'll
you.
talk to you tomorrow.
You
Thanks,
got it,
Brian.
Brian.
Nice
Have a
job.
great day.
Yeah. Oh, I got it.
You were saying it.
I was saying it.
I was like,
LA?
I was thinking to yourself because remember the LA Coliseum,
Yes,
the Raiders.
absolutely.
I was like,
Yes.
Anthony's going to get this.
I was hoping.
I said
that-
LA.
I was hoping for a walk-off, just so I could hear Jamie pronounce this word on the.
In the tiebreaker. All right. Well, I will head to the penalty box.
See without my glasses.
We'll also talk. I've teased this now 3 times. Could the Blues have another offer sheet in the back pocket? We'll talk about it next on 101 ESPN. Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter, guys. Stewie's on the line right now. And Stewie, I know that we got some reports coming out about jobs. What do we need to know about tomorrow's information?
Anthony, tomorrow the jobs report's coming out. We're expecting a flat report, nothing big, nothing small. But keep in mind that if we see a slowing in the economy, interest rates will drop, and that's an opportunity to grab. If you're in a situation where you're raised highs, refinance possibly. If you see an unexpected good jobs report, rates will actually get worse. So keep an eye out. If you're in the market to lock the rate, you want to consider refinancing. If you're an existing customer, one of the services that we do, if the rates do drop, we contact you and say, hey, refi now before it bounces right back up. And in this situation, as you all know, rates are up and down like a yo-yo. You got to grab the opportunity when you can, or you may look back and say, should have, could have, good, didn't do it.
Anthony, you know what I love about what Stewie just said? They reach out to their customers. So once you're done with your first deal, your home purchase or whatever, you're not done with Stewie. He's always looking out for you, and that's what they do over there at Stewart's American Mortgage Corporation. So I advise all of our listeners to pick up the phone, give Stewie a call. His number's 314-324-4440.
Again, that number's 314-324-4440.
You just heard him. He's going to stay in touch with you. He's going to make sure that you're taking great care of your money. He's going to be there with you the entire time. So please give him a call. And if you can't remember that number, Anthony, what can you do?
Oh, let me think. That's right. You can always Google the bagel loan. Thanks, Stewie.
Have a good night, guys.
NMLS number 226715.
Fast Lane, 101 ESPN. Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis, Andrew Marsh, Anthony Stalter. Well, it's almost offer sheet season again. Marshy, what do you got for us?
All right, so I found this from Lou Korak, who...
Sweet Lou.
He mentions in a piece that in an ideal situation with the Blues in search of a number 2 type center, logical targets for offer sheets would be, in his opinion, drumroll please, Mason McTavish of the Anaheim Ducks or Ryan McLeod of the Buffalo Sabres. Jamie, do any of those 2 players pique your interest when it comes to an offer sheet this upcoming summer?
McTavish does. McLeod doesn't really move the needle for me at all, for that matter. But he is available, and I know what Lou is doing. He's just kind of circling the guys who could be in that range. The problem you're going to have, though, is, let's see here. The Anaheim Ducks are going to have $39 million in cap space. That's plenty of space to match any offer sheet that you're going to put in there on Mason McTavish. And I understand it. You know, Mason McTavish is a great young player, only 22 years old. He would be awesome at center ice for the Blues, but I'm looking at the cap space. They got almost $40 million of cap space. Like, come on.
They're not going to lose.
You're not getting rid of your future number 1 center, especially when you got Joel Quenneville taking over, who, you know, when Joel Quenneville took over the Chicago Blackhawks, they were a little ahead of what Anaheim is, but not much. And you're starting to see some of that young talent, you know, rise to the top in Anaheim. McTavish is one of those guys. I just don't see you letting him get away.
I wonder if the expectations now for offer sheets are a little bit bigger than they should be, because this is something that we really haven't seen. And then Doug Armstrong goes out last offseason, an incredible move. The Blues get Philip Broberg. They get Dylan Holloway. And I think some people probably think, okay, this is going to happen more because, well, the Blues did it, so other teams are going to retaliate. And you've mentioned multiple times, Jamie, that because Doug Armstrong did that, it's more likely that teams won't do the offer sheets because they're going to be a little bit more prepared given the salary cap.
The cap's going up, so that's automatically going to insulate some teams to where they've got some buffer zone there. And teams also learned a lesson from what the Blues did. You know, the Red Wings last year and the Bruins kept a ton of cap space for their restricted free agents in case someone wanted to go and offer sheet Maurice Seider or Swayman. They would have been able to match those offers. So I think teams this year, after watching Army just fleece the Oilers, they've kept cap space available. Now, there will be some spots where maybe you can pluck away at a restricted free agent because the team doesn't have enough cap space, but that's not going to be for a while. It's not going to be right away in free agency. You're going to have to wait for a team to get super aggressive, kind of like the Oilers did when they went and got Arvidsson and Skinner, and they did all that stuff and ate up their cap space. And at that point, Army was able to throw in the offer sheet saying, hey, we know you have no more room. Mm-hmm. The Oilers did make room. They got rid of some players, but elected to just go at the into the season without Broberg and Holloway. So it is now out there. You know, offer sheets have happened over the course of time, and you don't really remember them. Some works. Most of them have always been matched. This was the first time, literally the first time in history of the game where somebody offer sheeted 2 players at the same time from the same team. And it was orchestrated perfectly. And so I think because of that now, it's almost like when you have those contracts and then you get the fine print. The fine print was never there until somebody took advantage of the situation. And now you've got like 4 disclaimers that go with everything. That's what's going to happen now is most of these teams are going to see the restricted free agent and go, by the way, make sure you have plenty of cap space because Doug Armstrong's sniffing around out there.
It's not going to be the Surgeon General warning. It's going to be the Doug Armstrong warning. Basically. Am I on? I don't know.
Yeah, no, you're on. Yeah, how is that, by the way?
I left everything over at my...
Oh, you're doing great.
Thanks.
You good?
I appreciate it. Yeah.
How you feel?
I'm disappointed in myself. I'm disappointed in myself. I had the right answer. I said L.A. I didn't trust my gut, and I deserved to lose. Really nice guy. Brian, really nice guy. I would not face Marsh then tomorrow. I'm sure Brian has already thought about that. Probably going to take on Carey or Jamie tomorrow. But yeah, I blew it today, guys. I'll learn from it, though. I'll get better, and we will fix this.
You know what bothered me today about your performance, Anthony, is...
Please tell me.
No, what bothered me is and you're slowly sliding back into this trend. And a long time ago,
Backslider?
a bit of backslider. So a long time ago, you experienced similar things to where I should have trusted. Oh, my gut instinct. And then we worked on your confidence.
Yeah.
And then you started to say, you know what? If I'm thinking it, I just go with it. Trust yourself. You've gotten away from that. And quite honestly, you've paid the price, and the team overall has paid the price because of it.
Yeah, no, I've got nobody to blame but myself and you. Because as everybody knows, I've done the Stalter thing. I Stalter things where I just say the answer. Sometimes I'm right, most times I'm wrong. But you have also said, you've called me out on the Stalter. So I feel like that technique has backfired, and now I'm second-guessing myself in the Gauntlet.
I just want you to trust yourself.
I think we've all paid for it.
We believe in you. I need you to believe in you.
Agreed. I thought you were going to. I definitely
appreciate
thought you were
that.
going to say L.A. Like,
He said it. He literally said it.
We're going to tie this thing up.
Yeah.
Have her walk it off.
Yeah, I blew it, guys.
It's okay, Anthony. You did. We know that. It's fine.
I'm going to move forward, though.
You have to.
Yeah.
Put this in the past, and the next time you get an opportunity, seize the moment. Play with confidence.
Thanks, Jamie. Yeah.
That's all you got to do.
I'll tell you what. My motivation is to never be in this spot again with this awful mic. And if I had my earphones in, my headphones in, I wouldn't be able to hear myself. I don't want it. This is true punishment right here. I don't want it.
We don't want it for you.
Thank you. Now, guys, somebody tease the next segment because I don't have my rundown.
I don't have my glasses on. Jerry?
Could the
Eagles become a dynasty? We'll talk about it next on 101 ESPN.
St. Louis homeowners, are you thinking about upsizing, downsizing, relocating at all this year? Well, when life happens and you need to sell your home, I recommend you talk to my great friend, Gloria Liu, with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Gloria understands that there's different situations for every seller that's out there, which is why she's created some custom programs to fit every home seller's needs. Many people move out of necessity. Maybe it's a new job or financial challenges or even financial gains for that matter. That's why Gloria created her Guaranteed Multiple Cash Offer program, giving you up to 6 of the best offers with at least one at 100% of market value, or Gloria will pay you the difference. How crazy is that? You're getting Gloria Liu and you're getting a guaranteed price out of that. That's exactly why you need to pick up the phone and call Gloria Liu. And you tell her that Jamie Rivers sent you in because I know that she's the best in the business and she's going to get you to that closing table, getting you the most money possible for your home. That number, when you call her, is 314-325-6888. Again, that's 314-325-6888. Or you can visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Remember, Gloria and the seller must agree upon the sales price as well as the possession date.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals come back and win in 10 innings earlier today over the Kansas City Royals. The final score 6-5. That was game 1 of today's doubleheader. Game 2 will be at 6:45, so stay tuned for that. We'll also play the lineup game. Once that lineup comes out, we'll play that. Oilers win last night 4-3 over the Panthers in overtime in game 1 of the Stanley Cup final. Game 1 of the NBA Finals is tonight, and you can listen to that right here on 101 ESPN. It's the Thunder and the Pacers. Pregame starts at 6:30. Tip-off is at 7:30. Could the Eagles become a dynasty? We'll talk about that next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
What's more likely to happen in your guys' eyes? The Philadelphia Eagles continue what they did last year and become the new dynasty in the NFL, or the Chiefs add to their dynasty? What do you think is more likely?
Honestly, for me, the Lions start their dynasty.
Oh, gosh.
What? Yes. Oh. Well, we can go, here we go, with a crap team, but I can't believe in a good one.
Wow. We already have a dynasty.
The Chiefs?
Nah, the Steelers. That's who we are.
How's that dynasty recently?
It's been a while.
No, Carey, I apologize. My intentions was not to attack your team, even though Anthony attacked mine.
I didn't attack Lions.
You did. You said some things. As soon as I said the Lions, you breathed heavy, like your body language. Like
I think I just breathed.
Now you're like, I don't appreciate that. Yeah. I believe that the Lions can be a dynasty.
Why are you smirking?
I'm not. Well, if they win a Super Bowl this year, they'll be every bit as same of a dynasty as the Eagles are.
Very true. The Eagles
One in a row.
The Eagles have showcased that they can not only win a Super Bowl, but get there.
When's the last time they went there? Before they won it last year?
The year before. 2 years. 2 years before. 2 years before.
It's not every year.
I don't think anybody's every year.
Panthers. Florida Panthers. They're every year.
Panthers stink.
Yeah. No,
not Florida Panthers.
Florida Panthers.
Oh, yeah. The Florida Panthers are good.
Stink, he says.
Well, I mean, I thought we were talking NFL.
I think the Chiefs might be going the wrong way. I don't think it's going to be sunshines and lollipops in the AFC West for them next year.
That division has gotten much better. There's no doubt about it.
And they've gotten a little bit like Travis Kelce. I don't know this to be true, but to me last year it looked like he was barely hanging on to play in the NFL.
I think this upcoming season's probably going to be his last.
So, there you go. And in his prime, like, let's be honest, he was unbelievably valuable for Patrick Mahomes. But the Chiefs don't have an abundance of offensive weapons for Patrick Mahomes as it is. And now Travis Kelce's on the downside of his career. I just don't know if the Chiefs might be doing the same thing for a little bit, even though they have the best quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
For me, it's the Eagles.
Yeah,
we talked about it yesterday, just the way that they've drafted over the last few years. Like I said, I would go back, I don't know, maybe 2020 when they drafted Jalen Hurts in the second round. That was kind of obviously the start of they drafted Jalen Reagor over, I think, was it over Marshy's boy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson.
That was a miss if I've ever seen one. You probably don't have to go get A.J. Brown or draft Devontae Smith.
Right.
But I think going back to 5 years now, they've just drafted so well. Every one of those guys have eventually become starters for the most part, especially the higher round draft picks. They have a talented team. They went out and got Saquon Barkley in free agency. They traded for A.J. Brown a few years ago. Like, they are doing things the right way. And they are just drafting the best players available, regardless of position. Hell, if he can play, we'll figure out a way to get him on the field. He's better than anything that we need, and maybe that's the route that you should go in drafts. Draft the best player available and figure it out. If you do that for 3 years in a row, 4 years in a row, you're probably going to have a good team if you make 3 or 4 drafts that way. So I think that's what the Eagles have done. They've done a fantastic job. And for me, being a team that has been to the Super Bowl 2 out of 3 years, winning one, losing one, and having an opportunity now, I think their window is clearly open, and I think they'll be back. Last year, the year before they won the Super Bowl, they started out pretty well. They just kind of struggled down the stretch there and couldn't finish games and couldn't figure out a way to get that done. So, for me, this is a team that I would keep an eye out on. And in that division, you got the Commanders who are on the up and up. The Giants, we don't even know who their quarterback is going to be. Are they going to start a rookie? Or are they going to go with famous Jameis or Russell Wilson, the Russ attack? And then the Cowboys, an accident waiting to happen at some point. So for me, they should be the lead team in that division for the next 2, 3, 4 years or whatever. And they're going to be a team to reckon with for the next couple of years in terms of overall in the NFL.
I'm with you. I think it's the Eagles. They're absolutely stacked, offensively and defensively. Their offensive line is set. You mentioned the skill position players, but you go to their defense. I mean, you got Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, Zach Bond. I mean, they are just loaded in that front seven, and we saw what they did to Mahomes in the Super Bowl, where it looked like, and we talked about it after the Super Bowl, it looked like what Jamie's Buccaneers did to Patrick Mahomes when the Bucs, Tom Brady and the Bucs beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I can't sit here and discount, though, what Mahomes and the Chiefs have done. Every year now, we talk about how they could potentially take a step back, and every year they win the AFC. And it didn't always look pretty. And it did. Yeah. It was until the Super Bowl, and they got their doors blown off. But they did make it to the Super Bowl again. Until Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson or Joe Burrow overcome Mahomes again, we could sit here and talk about how the Chiefs could be taking a step back, but they still have a young defense. They've got Reed. They've got Mahomes. They've got some weapons. They've tried to draft some different guys of late, and I mean, look, as long as you got Reed and Mahomes, you got a shot every year. Yeah, and one of the best, if not the best, defensive coordinators in the league in specs.
There's a text from the I don't know where it went. Either way, 314 saying, watch out for Rashee Rice. Him coming back will definitely help.
Yes,
the Kansas City Chiefs offense. That offense it just looked lackluster last year. They depend so much on Travis Kelce, and Jamie, you hit it on the head. He looks like he's a guy that is towards the end of his career, slowing down just a little bit. You get Rashee Rice back, he's able to create some mismatches. You got Xavier Worthy, you got Hollywood Brown still. Those guys can stretch the field. But I feel like the Chiefs window, I like Isaiah Pacheco as a running back. I think they need to upgrade there, though. I think they can add something in the backfield in terms of like explosive runs. He's a really hard runner, but not a guy that's going to have those huge explosive runs and make those big plays. So for me, I would like to see an upgrade there. And I actually love the way that Isaiah Pacheco runs the football. I just don't think he's one of the most athletically talent-given running backs in the league. But I do feel like that window is coming to a close. I think when Travis Kelce time ends, I think that'll shut down for a few years, kind of like what happened with Tom Brady, and they have to reset and figure out how to maneuver their offense in a way that does not include Travis Kelce.
Yeah, you're right. The Patriots went through a lull there for a while, and then just started winning again. Marsh, you got something for us? You're giving all the side looks there.
The lineup's out.
Oh, okay, well, we got to play that. We got to play that lineup game then, huh? You excited about that game?
Hockey.
You excited about the lineup game?
Are you guys excited? I'm not feeling it right now. I don't play the game. I simply click the buttons.
I'm not excited to play this lineup game.
Why?
No, because it's game 2 of a doubleheader. Wow. We're talking about a lot of scenarios that we just don't. A lot of unpredictability. Like the fast lane today, talking about aliens.
Very unpredictable.
Lineup game next.
Good talk.
right. Time to play lineup game. Game 2 of the doubleheader.
Yeah.
Opportunity to win the series, boys. Matthew Liberatore on the bump.
Oh, baby.
I wouldn't want anybody else on there. He's going to bounce back.
I'd be fine with Sonny Gray.
I'd be fine with Matthew Liberatore, the lefty.
You said you wouldn't want anybody else. I said be fine with Sonny Gray.
Randy
Cole
Johnson.
Raggins
That's
on
a
the
good
hill.
point, Carey.
Nolan Ryan.
But both guys incredibly old. I'm going with the younger Liberatore.
In the prime.
Jeff Suppan.
Jeff Suppan, also old, retired. Guys, I don't understand why this is a bit of a fight.
Paul Skeens.
Have you seen that guy's win-loss record? He's not that good.
He's terrible at Busch Stadium.
Sucks against the Cardinals.
Anyways, an LHP in Cole Raggins.
Yeah, you know me.
Another
Reagans.
LHP, huh?
I think it's Reagans. Raggins.
I think it's new, guys. I don't think we're veering off the course here.
All right, go for it then, Jamie.
Show us Lars Nootbaar.
International superstar.
Watch out, don't run into any walls or anything.
That's Mason Wynn. Show us Mason Wynn.
Duncan! Bring me that arm!
All right, show us Brendan Donovan, please.
Look at that guy. Vibrant, handsome, hair.
Should I keep going?
Yeah.
Show us Wilson Contreras.
You don't know how to play first base. It's not that hard. Tell him, Wash.
It's incredibly hard.
Hey, anything worth doing is.
Best.
Is that Vaughn?
Oh, yeah. It is.
Did I cut you off?
It is the best, yes, and yes. Let's go with Yvonne.
My apologies.
Holy
I didn't
smokes.
know you were talking.
Croissant.
Jeez.
Show us Yvonne Herrera.
Oh, Yvonne? That's a French-ass name, Yvonne. Yeah, my little croissant. Little cheese on my croissant.
All right. If I may.
Sure.
Show us.
Nolan Arenado. A lot of people think you get in your mid-30s and your career's over, but like I always say, until they stop scouting, I ain't going to stop playing.
Okay, so here's where it's going to get a little hairy because Pa has got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So that would... Now, does that automatically mean Poso's in, or is it a Herrera day? Poso has caught Liberatore, I think, the last few games. So I would say Poso's in, but is he batting here? Or is this Burleson here?
Ooh.
I think it's Burleson, personally.
Are we sure it's not Velade?
I'm pretty positive.
Velade.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure
it's
about
a lefty on the bump.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Or maybe it's Barrero. Maybe you give I don't know who needs a day off. Hell. Everybody.
It's for a series win, Carey. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go.
I would go Alec Burleson, but that's just
against a lefty? Are you crazy?
Hell, don't ask me.
All right. What do you guys say?
He doesn't know.
I said Burleson, but
Go
then
for
it sounds like
I don't know if I necessarily believe it though.
Well,
Carey says Burleson, too.
Okay. Show us Alec Burleson.
You are so
guys,
wrong.
we gotta be better than that.
You gotta do better.
Obviously, it's a catcher. Obviously, it's Poso. Ollie loves the catcher in the 7-hole.
Okay.
Loves it.
You do it.
Does he?
You.
I want you to say that with less spite.
I just said, you do it.
I need a new pen.
Jamie's over here breaking pens. You're over here not believing. Show us Poso.
Where did this come from?
In an investigation, detailed matter.
I knew who it was.
No, you didn't.
I did.
You said Burleson.
I did too.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
This is 8.
It's Vladdy. Big Daddy Vlady.
Vlade. Yeah, that guy's been hot.
He's not at all. I would play Burleson, but Ollie's going to put him in. I just
go for it. I believe in you.
Show us Vlade.
Where's the valet?
Where's this guy?
Water boy. This is a serious segment, guys.
It is.
All right.
I think Buddy's back in here.
Victor Scott.
I think he's back in.
Yeah. Shows Victor Scott the second.
Run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man.
All right, Marsh, run it.
All right, leading off in left field, Lars Nootbaar. Batting second, the shortstop, Mason Wynn. Batting third, second baseman, Brendan Donovan. Your cleanup hitter, first baseman, Wilson Contreras. Batting fifth, the DH, Ivan Herrera. Batting sixth, third baseman, no. Batting seventh, catching, Yohel Pozo. Batting eighth in right field, Ryan Valade. And batting ninth in center field, Victor Scott the second.
Back. Stay fair! Stay fair!
Go fair, go fair!
I don't believe what I just saw!
Home run.
All right, March, what are the latest standings?
All right, well, we picked our players yesterday. They did not have a game, so it is still CD with 6, Jamie Rivers with 5, Anthony Stalter with 5, Andrew Marsh with 3.
Did you put the list up on the...
I certainly did.
It's on
I marked it guaranteed on the box, yeah.
I didn't see it. Just ask.
All the way down the bottom.
To your problem.
It probably is. You're not wrong.
Would you like me to answer a question about... unless Marsh deleted it again.
Nope, he probably did. You know what? Give me Mason Wynn, please.
He's a three-pointer.
Thank you.
Give me Wilson Contreras.
He's a
two-pointer.
Two-pointer.
They don't have any one-pointers, right?
No. Give me Ivan Herrera. Please and thank you.
All right, boys, I said this guy would hit a home run today.
Oh, boy.
He's going for it.
You guys thought maybe I was thinking about game 1. Psych! Game 2, give me Ryan Valade. The home run tonight.
All right.
Why not?
Adam Welly, from the Snake Pit, that's a really good question. Is it that dude's birthday or something? Who's the guy and why is he here? Damn.
Who's he talking about?
Ryan
Valade.
Oh, he's talking about one of us.
I just don't know. I just can't believe they don't have a better outfielding prospect that could be up here.
Oh, I'm sure they do, but they like to go with guys that
want to be here.
Want to be here. Yeah. I can confirm it is not Ryan Valade's birthday. It's February 18th.
Okay.
All right, ready.
Late birthday. Like Jamie.
Yeah.
It's Fastlane on 101 at ESPN. Can you win a World Series with an average offense or pitching staff? Carey says no. But we've got examples that prove he's wrong.
Wow.
That's next on 101 ESPN. 104, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler, with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, and Anthony Stalter. So Carey and I were kind of ruminating about this a couple of days ago.
Ruminating?
When Jamie decided to take the day off for rest and relaxation. And
you're a puke, you know that?
No, Jamie's
That's
voice.
an underused word, too.
Jamie lost his voice. But we were talking about this
It's funny.
We were talking about this, and I don't know how we got onto it, Carey, but we started discussing whether or not an average offense can win a World Series, or like, would you rather have a great pitching staff or a great offense? And I said, great pitching staff. And he said, well, what's examples of an average offense winning? 2010 Giants, 2005 White Sox, hell, even the 2014 Giants. Kansas City Royals in 15?
They had a great bullpen, though.
They had a great bullpen, exactly, but an average offense. Would you guys rather have the Cardinals have an elite offense or an elite pitching staff? Just to me, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I think all roads, especially if we're talking like championships and playoffs and things like that, all roads go through the pitching staff for me. I'd rather have an elite pitching staff.
Unless Jaron Duran's available.
I was going to, man, you hit the nail right on the head.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is Quinn Matthews up?
Marshy.
Is Quinn Matthews up?
Marshy.
Is he in the rotation?
You beat me to it.
He'll never be the way you treat him. Was Zach Gallen in the rotation?
How many Cy Youngs did Quinn Matthews win last year?
Makes a case for not having offense and then wants to trade for Duran. Trade pitching.
All I said was it's not the worst trade scenario ever, which is what Marsh said it was.
Not what your face said. Your face said, how soon can we get it done?
I'm just saying, man, like, just prospects. Carey, have you come over to our side yet when it comes to pitching?
Well, I was, and then you threw me for a loop earlier, and I didn't think it mattered anymore. I told you I started believing in pitching a few years ago, watching the World Baseball Classic, and I was like, oh, yeah, Team USA. They got some dudes coming up. Mookie Betts and Mike Trout. And Shohei said, no, hell no. You're not going to hit against me. So I can pitch. And so I felt like pitching was extremely important at that point. Even though you had been saying it for years, Anthony. I had done my research. Didn't believe you. But when I saw that, I believed that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. But in terms of winning a championship with what the kids say, mid-offense, I don't think so. I feel like you have to have a balanced team to be successful. I think it's difficult to rely solely on the pitching staff and the bullpen and have a mindset of, well, somebody will get hot. Somebody will run into one. We'll find a way. I think you got to have a dude. Like, even if that dude is getting walked, he's on base because now he's putting more pressure on the opposing team, on the pitching staff and on the defense. For me, I just think you got to have a dude or a couple of them in order to be successful.
Ironically, the last two Cardinals World Series teams, the ones that won in 11 and 2006, they ranked 9th in the National League in ERA and 11th in the National League in ERA. So those are two teams that...
What was their WAR?
I don't know. I don't have that pulled up.
Oh, okay.
But I'm sure you care big time about that. But they pitched well, obviously, in the postseason. I mean, Chris Carpenter had the famous game against Ray Halladay in the NLDS. But that staff wasn't overwhelmingly great. It had Chris Carpenter, and then obviously in 2006 they had some key performances. But I think that those two teams were mostly led by the offense. You had Albert, obviously. You had Matt Holliday in the 2011 team. But I think the examples of having an average pitching staff and winning it are few and far between. Mm-hmm. When you look at the offenses, if you just have a couple of guys that step up at the right time and an elite staff, forget it.
Yeah, but my brain hears you and I understand you, but there's this you got to score runs, Jamie. And the pitchers don't hit anymore, so I don't care how well they pitch.
I feel like you're going back now.
On what?
You're going back to the elite offense thing.
No, I said you need to have some guys.
Here's what
I said earlier.
So, Carey, I hear you.
Ish.
I hear you. But if I have an elite pitching staff, I can always go find a bopper. I can always go find a bopper somewhere.
But he's saying he doesn't even have one of those
If you
guys.
got a bopper, you can't necessarily go find 3 guys that can start your playoff series for you.
I agree 100%. But I feel like, and that's what I said, I feel like you got to have a guy or 2, which to me, does that make it a mid or average offense if you got 2 of those guys on your team?
I just think collectively, if you're
so let me ask you this, I didn't mean to cut you off. If you have Aaron Judge and Juan Soto and everybody else is
How'd that work out for
below
the Yankees?
WAR players, they made it. But we're talking about
Carey.
you probably don't have even an average offense if you have those 2 guys. It might
because they're above average.
Yeah.
Okay,
they would carry the offense. I don't think they would. You know what I mean?
So that's too high of a caliber player.
I'm assuming if you have those 2 guys in the offense, and let's just say
and everybody
average players overall,
everybody else,
I still think you probably have a pretty good offense.
Okay, so it's above average with those 2 guys solely.
Again, this is hypothetical, but I'm thinking you probably would.
Yeah. For me, I just feel like if you got a couple of those guys, you have a chance to win. And no, the Yankees didn't win. That's probably because the Dodgers had a few more of those guys on the other side.
They had 9 of those guys.
They got a bunch of those guys. So they had more dudes than the Yankees did, which is why they were unable to win. But for me, I just think it's hard to. I love the pitching aspect, but I feel like you got to have guys that come up with timely hits, and I don't know that you can always rely on somebody to make a play, or if you have those guys in your lineup that are the superstar caliber players, you tend to believe that they're going to make a hit or they're going to get the job done when their time comes up.
Well, Willson Contreras got the job done earlier today. The Cardinals beat the Royals 6-5. They trailed 3-0 early in the game. In fact, they trailed 3-0 through 5. Arenado got the Cardinals on the board with a fielder's choice in the bottom of the 7th. Contreras scored on that. Poso also had a sacrifice fly in the bottom of the 7th to make it 3-2. The big shot came from Ivan Herrera, who hit a two-run home run in the bottom of the 8th. Unfortunately for the Cardinals, Helsley couldn't get the job done in the 9th. The Royals scratched across a run to tie the game. They went into extras. Pasquantino reached on an infield single to second, but the Cardinals held the Royals at bay, only held them to 1 run. And then in the bottom of the 10th, Wynn had an RBI ground out to first, and Willson Contreras singled in singled in Newbar to win the game 6-5. Miles Michaelis went 6 innings, allowed 8 hits, 3 runs, had 2 strikeouts, 1 walk. He battled. It wasn't great, but I think for Miles Michaelis, this is kind of what you expect. If he can get through 6, keep the team in the game, I think more times than not, that's what we're asking out of Miles Michaelis right now.
He didn't have the big blow up.
No, he didn't.
He gave up 3 runs, but they were all singles in different innings, so
yeah,
it's not terrible.
No. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Is Sam Bennett worth the amount of money he's going to command? He had a couple of goals last night.
He's a pretty good player.
Yeah, he is. But is he worth the money? Jamie will tell you next on 101 ESPN.
seeing right now is not necessarily a representative of who Sam Bennett is during the regular season. And Alex, I don't know if that matters. I think there will be teams that look at this and say, that's exactly what we're missing.
That was BK earlier today on BK and Ferrario talking about Sam Bennett, who scored 2 goals last night for the Panthers, albeit in a losing effort. But Sam Bennett leads the NHL in goals scored in the playoffs this year. He's tied for 4th in points in the playoffs as well. He's coming off a 51-point season, career high for him in his 10th full NHL season, 11th if you count the one game he played in his first year. But that's kind of a rough way to look at it. But is that enough production in the regular season to spend $10 million a year on a player?
So the thing this is the perfect storm for Sam Bennett, and here's why: is when you go to UFAs, the center ice position, there's really only Sam Bennett. There was Nelson, but he just signed, re-upped with the Avalanche. So it's Tavares, Sam Bennett, Claude Giroux, but he's going to resign with the Ottawa Senators. They're already talking about that. That's it. For centerman of value. So he's going to get whatever the hell he wants, pretty much. And with the cap going up, you will get a bidding war. And for me, with Sam Bennett, it's not simply, his regular season output. We look at the stats here. Regular season, 51 points this year, 41 points last year. But 19 games last year in the playoffs, 14 points. 20 games a year before, 15 points. 17 games this year, 16 points. That's where the value is. That's where teams are going to look at that and go, like if it's the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I think they're a perfect example because all things look like they're going to walk on Mitch Marner. And they might walk on John Tavares, too. He wants to remain a Leaf, but if I'm Brad Treliving and I have an opportunity to bring in Sam Bennett, the moment he walks into that room, he changes the dynamic of the team. One, he's tough as nails. We've seen him throw down with so many people, including big old Brady Tkachuk in the Four Nations, and he held his own pretty good against the big boy. He changes everything for the Leafs. So then, if you're the Toronto Maple Leafs, you haven't won anything since 1967, what's the value you put on Sam Bennett at that point? Craig Berube, who now they don't have a president, so it's Craig Berube and Brad Treliving that are making the hockey decisions now. Craig Berube walks into Brad Treliving and says, that guy right there changes everything for us. You're Brad Treliving. You paid Mitch Marner $11, $12 million. Why are you not taking that money and saying, hey, I'll give Bennett 9.5. 6 years, 6 times 9.
Sure.
6 times 10, for that matter. I don't care. If he gets us to a conference championship or conference final, like if that's what moves the needle, because the way he plays in the playoffs, what's the value of that player? Right. The value of that player is exactly what you'll give him based on what you need.
Yeah. I think that this kind of the big conversation basically is when you've got a player that performs in the postseason, there's really no, like, you can say there's a value to the regular season, and that's where that contract comes in. But this is the whole, understanding what everything costs, but not understanding what the value is. So for Sam Bennett or any player that has played in other sports that has performed in the postseason, sometimes you just have to sign the guy that is going to put you over the top in the postseason, even if it might not be the most prudent move in free agency.
Jamie, do you think that a move like that, signing Sam Bennett, is something that the Blues would be willing to do, $9 to $10 million a year? And with that being said, you kind of delay or slow down the need for Dalibor Dvorsky. You give him a year or two to kind of get his bearings, and by that time maybe Shen is on his way out, Sundqvist and those. Every player, Jamie, I don't know if you know
Carey?
this. Every player at some point retires.
No,
and even some of the great ones find different teams. Man, Jerry Rice played for like 4 different teams.
Yeah,
the greatest receiver ever.
True, very true.
So eventually, those guys got to go.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I don't know if it delays much. I think that And ultimately, I don't know if Dalibor Dvorsky's a center iceman in the NHL.
Really? Okay.
We'll see. He's so young right now that you're looking at it going, oh, he could do it, maybe. But then, if you do get a Sam Bennett and you've got Thomas, Bennett, Schenn, and Sundqvist or Fox in that fourth line spot, like why would you try and force feed Dvorsky in there? And if Dvorsky,
it makes life easier for you. You don't have to.
But here's another tentacle to this: is if Dvorsky outright is better than Braden Schenn, they will move Braden Schenn to the wing.
Gotcha.
And as an aging player, I'm not putting him into pasture here right now, but as an aging player, playing the wing is easier than playing center. There's less steps involved, less strenuous. Yeah. So maybe he's left wing, Dalibor Dvorsky's his center, and then you have, Snuggie or Bolduc or Neighbors on the right wing. Who knows? I don't know if the Blues will be able to go to that number. As of right now, they're only going to have $13 million in cap space, and they've only got 20 out of 23 players on the roster under contract. So you're going to need to sign some guys, and if Sam Bennett eats up $9 or $10 million of that puts Doug Armstrong in his place where he doesn't like to be, which is right up against the cap. And then what happens? You also have to sign Joel Hofer, and you've expressed interest in retaining Radek Fox. Right. So I think the only way that Sam Bennett puts a blue note on his chest, one, the player has the final decision, first of all. The only way is if Army's able to move some pieces around at the draft before free agency hits, and he's able to unload Justin Falk. He's able to unload a Nick Leddy. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Those are guys, I'm finding money for the team. That's it. It's just a number. And the dollar value is what I'm talking about when it comes to this. Or if he's able to move on from a Texier or move on from a Matthew Joseph, who are 2.9 and 2.1 million. You find $5 million right there that you add to your cap, and you add Sam Bennett. So I think they can get there. I just don't know. I don't think they can outkick somebody. If it comes to that point to where they're like, well, we'll give you 9, and somebody else says, we'll give you 9, 5, or 10. I don't think the Blues can do it.
It's got to be a bit of a market discount in order to get it done.
And I wouldn't count the Florida Panthers out just yet. They don't have the cap space per se, but last year I said the same thing about the Panthers too. I was like, there's no way they can keep Reinhart. There's no way. They don't have the cap space. As of right now, the Panthers only have $19 million in cap space, and that's having 16 out of 23 players.
Yeah.
So they're well short of their roster limit with only $19 million left. Do they move on from somebody? Looks like they're gonna probably move on from Aaron Ekblad. He was a high dollar guy, so maybe they find some money. Because I think they're going to take a run at keeping him, and I could see Sam Bennett maybe foregoing $1 million or $2 million to stay in the no income tax state of Florida and stay on a winning team.
Right. That's the key, right? I mean, if he enjoys being a part of that culture.
If he feels like he's a Panther, like a Panther for life,
right?
Sometimes you can't change that.
Yeah, and you're right. There is an advantage, obviously, for playing in Florida.
There is, but what? Let's talk about that just for a second.
I don't think it's a huge deal. Like some people make a big deal out of that.
They do, and I want to clarify something right now. The no state tax. Where were the complainers when the Lightning and the Panthers sucked?
Right.
There was no state tax back then either.
Right.
But we didn't care. Why?
They were losers.
Because they were no good, right? All of a sudden, they develop very well.
Right.
It's not like the Lightning and the Panthers have gone out and just bought their team. They've made trades, they've drafted, they've developed. They have signed a few guys, but Tkachuk was a trade. Reinhart, a trade. Ekblad was a first overall pick. Barkov was a pick. Like, the core guys, Bobrovsky was a free agent signing, I believe. Might have been a trade. I can't remember. But either way, the Lightning, they stunk. They built all those players. Kucherov, Hedberg, Vasilevsky. So
added Maroon.
They added some pieces. But so the no state tax, to me, everybody likes to focus on, what an advantage. What about when they were terrible?
Right.
Why wouldn't they just scoop up everybody?
Doesn't count then.
Didn't matter then.
Yeah.
So
you're right.
I get a little frustrated with that narrative.
And who was it? Didn't somebody say that recently, like a national
yeah,
guy?
Paul Bissonnette said that on TNT. He's like, well, the no state tax, and then Anson Carter fought back and said, well, where was the argument when they were in last place?
Yeah, no kidding.
Or when they were in the middle of their division? Like, it didn't matter.
Yeah, that's always
the
been the case.
sunshine was still out. The beach was still there.
Right.
The no state tax was still there. Golf cart communities were still there.
Yeah.
All these things that they're like pointing out now is, wow, that's why players want to play there.
Right.
Those things have always been there, except now they got good teams.
It stops there. People don't want to say, "Oh, they drafted and developed." Well, that's boring. I think it's the state taxes. That's the true advantage. Like everybody's got the hot take that they want to throw out there. All right, it's Fast Lane.
One more thing, Anthony, because I'm going to be
go ahead.
I'm going to be heading out here during this commercial break. We got a big event going on tonight at the public schoolhouse in Cottleville. It's right there, right near Frankie Martin's garden. We're raising money for people who were affected by the tornado. So, going to be myself, Jim Campbell, a couple other people out there. Louie's going to make an appearance, some live music. It's going to be a good time and people raising money for a good cause. I believe it starts at 6 o'clock. So you want to get out there, and I'll see you there.
Good man.
Yep.
Absolutely. Donate if you can.
Yes, please
help
do.
in any way you can. Jamie, we'll see you tomorrow, man.
Thank you very
All
much.
right.
Yeah.
That's Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis, Andrew Marsh, I'm Anthony Stalter. We got a couple more segments here, including we'll have Beat the Streak and Bet the Board next on 101 ESPN.
Just telling my guy Marshy just how user-friendly and easy it is to download and use the Circus Sports Illinois app. We were talking about Bet the Board later on. I said, that's where I get all my best odds because that's what they are. The best odds over at Circus Sports, better than any other app that's out there. You don't believe me? Download an app, check out the odds. You'll see that I'm right. They've also got great money line splits over at Circus Sports. Great lines on all their futures bets as well. It's really sports betting the way it should be. It's got that old school Vegas feel to it. You've got your money lines, you've got your player props, you've got your parlays. All of those things available at Circus Sports Illinois, the app. And if you have a problem, for whatever reason, they've got great customer service. You actually talk to a human being. That's right. Call me crazy, but I like that kind of customer service. And that's all located there on the Circus Sports Illinois app. So please get to the website or the app store, download the app, bet like a pro with your Circus Sports Illinois app today, and join in on all the excitement. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals win earlier today by a final score of 6-5. Game 2 tonight between the Cardinals and the Royals is at 6:45. Matthew Liberatore on the mound. The Oilers won last night in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final, 4-3 in overtime. Tonight you can listen to Game 1 of the NBA Finals. It's the Thunder and the Pacers. Pregame starts at 6:30. Tip-off is at 7:30. If you missed anything from today's show, including our interview with former Navy Lieutenant and former Cardinals pitcher Mitch Harris, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page. You'll find all of our interviews and shows there, and it's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. We have Beat the Streak and Bet the Board coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by
Saliga
Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
I want to hit baseballs.
All of my successes depend on me.
You ready to hit?
The hits just keep on coming.
And his first big league hit is a bullet up the middle.
Time to play Beat the Streak here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We got Justin back. What's up, Justin?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Doing great, man. Thanks for playing again. Marsh, what's our latest streaks?
All right. Carey leads the pack right now with a streak of 4.
You go, Carey.
Jamie is right behind him with 2. And then Anthony, you, I, and Justin all have 1.
All right, so here is the order. It'll be CD, then Jamie, then Justin, then me, then Marsh.
Give me Mason Wynn.
Okay. Jamie said before he left he was doubling down with Wilson Contreras. So Justin, Wynn, and Contreras are off the board.
Yeah, that's tough. Jamie took mine with Contreras there. I got a backup, as I always do. I did a little bit of research here. I'm going with Salvador Perez.
Salvador Perez. As you guys know, my theory is to pick one of the worst hitters in either lineup. So give me Nick Lofton tonight to get a hit. Nick Lofton of the Royals to get a hit.
And I'm going to go back to the well and go with Brendan Donovan.
Okay. All right, so CD's got Mason Wynn. Jamie took Wilson Contreras. Justin took Salvador Perez. I have Nick Lofton. And Marsh selected Brendan Donovan. Justin, good luck to you, man. Hopefully you get a chance to be back with us tomorrow.
Perfect. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Great show today.
Thanks, Justin. Appreciate you, man. We'll see you, bud.
Bye.
Carey, you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Carey, you smacked your hand. We were saying goodbye to Justin. Justin said, great show today.
Thanks,
you
Justin.
smashed your hand down. So why don't you just enlighten us on what's going on
I'm waiting
in your
on
life?
the Bet the Board.
Huh. Okay, well, from Beat the Streak to Bet the Board.
Yeah. Oh, that's what he was doing. He was hitting the table.
Got it. All righty. Marshy.
Yes.
How do we do last night?
Everybody lost except for Carey.
Wow, Carey, you got to feel good, huh? And stupid-ass Dodgers lost, too, but you got to feel pretty good.
Yep, that stinks.
Okay.
All right.
So what's the latest now, Marsh?
So us three, not Jamie, are tied at 1.
Ouch.
Jamie is 0 for gopher in the month of June.
Okay, he has stunk. All right, Carey.
Yeah, that's why I hit my damn hand. It keeps locking on me. I had the Dodgers. It's a live betting.
Yeah.
And plus 106.
Okay. But
bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, now they're minus 195. Do you want Marsh and I to go?
You gotta be kidding me.
You want Marsh and I to go?
I was trying to get you to hurry up.
No, we don't. We don't need to hurry
I
up.
was trying to get you to hurry the hell up.
Well, I'm sorry, man.
Literally.
You can take the Mets.
don't want the damn Mets. They're minus 250, aren't they?
They're outstanding, man.
Come on.
They're not minus 250.
What are they?
The Mets are probably a plus.
No.
They're plus 145.
The Mets are winning.
It's tied 5-5.
I just got tied then, didn't it? It was 5-3.
Gary,
I don't 5-4.
I don't know what to tell you.
The segment took too long to come in.
The Mets are now plus 185. The Dodgers are minus 245. So if you want Marshall to go and maybe these lines change a little bit, we can do that.
Give me Max Fried, 18.5 outs. That's 6 2/3.
How many?
18.5.
Okay.
Carey, if it makes you feel any better, you weren't even supposed to go first, so.
Yeah.
Doesn't make me feel better at all.
Anthony, I'll go next. Give me the Cardinals over a half double plays turned at minus 130.
Over one half?
Just a half. They need to turn one double play.
Who's pitching?
Livertor.
Strike everybody.
One double play at minus 130.
You found this somewhere.
Yeah.
Marsh finds loopholes, and we do need to get on
I'm
one.
Gonna try to.
It's on team totals.
Team totals. Okay, I'll verify here.
I'm not a fan of
total bases, strikeouts.
It's at the very bottom.
Okay, thank you for the heads up on that. Double plays. Cardinals turn double plays. Minus 130. Over a half. Yeah. Holy smokes.
That's awful.
Give me the more traditional Indiana Pacers plus 10 tonight.
Oh.
Indiana Pacers plus 10. That's too many damn points.
Have you watched OKC play basketball
Have you
this
watched
year?
Indiana play?
I have. OKC is a problem.
I feel like nobody's given the Pacers a shot here at all.
Yeah, no, they got a shot.
Halliburton.
They got a shot. They do. They made it there. You got a shot. As long as you got a chance. As long as there's air in your lungs, still breathing.
All right.
SGA cuts your throat off and you go home.
Cut my throat off.
SGA.
Jeez.
It's a killer.
No, that's SZA. You can cut someone's throat with scissors.
That's SZA.
Oh.
And I saw her perform last night.
Was she great?
She was. Her and Kendrick Lamar.
No kidding.
Great concert, man. So I'm tired today.
Why weren't you there, Anthony?
You didn't know.
It's your girl.
I didn't know.
SZA.
SCA.
SCA.
SZA. Jamie, by the way, is taking the Cubs minus 148 on the money line.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah, he loves the Cubs. Tonight. That's too bad for him.
Yeah, it really is.
Okay. When we come back, what we learned, criticisms, compliments, and 3 stars of the day here in the Fast Line on 101 ESPN.
Hey, it's Carey Davis for Window Nation, and if you reach out to Window Nation right now, if you buy 4 windows, you can get 4 free. Get a free entry door and a pair of St. Louis Cardinals tickets when you buy a house of windows. You can get 0 down, pay 0 interest, and no payments for 2 full years. That's nothing until 2027. And Window Nation, they've been St. Louis's trusted window pros for years, providing reliable, durable windows built to keep your home secure and comfortable. They know what matters most to you, home security, insulation, and comfort, and their windows are built to keep your home warm in the winter and cool in the summer and secure all year round. All you need to do is reach out to them today at 866-90NATION or go online at windownation.com. Those new windows can be installed in 1 day or less, and they have a 96% customer satisfaction rating. They have over 1,500 colors and styles to choose from. Hurry, the sale ends on June 30th. That's 4 windows. Buy 4, get 4 free, an entry door, a pair of St. Louis Cardinals tickets when you buy a house of windows. Again, 0 down, 0 interest, and no payments until 2027. Call them now for a free in-home estimate with the pros at Window Nation, 866-90NATION, or visit them online at windownation.com.
you missed anything from today's show, you can always download the podcast available at 101ESPN.com or on the Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. All the podcasts, of course, brought to you by Shave Door Company. Time to find out what everybody learned today. Starting off with my guy, Carey Davis.
I learned that, this group of gentlemen, fine group of gentlemen you are.
Thank you, Carey.
And we appreciate working with you every day. Not that I learned that today, but you are some funny son of a guns.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Nice. Yeah. You're a bit spiteful.
Well, are you looking in a mirror? Or?
I'm looking at you. Yes, I am.
Yeah, we're both spiteful.
Yeah.
Look at us.
Yeah.
Yeah. But funny nonetheless.
Indeed.
Yep. Marshy, what'd you learn today?
I learned that Jamie Rivers, back in the day, read
book.
But read what sounds like a very sophisticated book. And he did it all by himself.
All by himself?
Yeah. Didn't need Karen. He read that book.
Pretty amazing.
Front to back.
How about that? Cover to cover.
Cover to cover.
Pretty good.
I learned today that Jamie is, in fact, an alien.
Yeah.
He died in Croatia. He actually died in Croatia and didn't come back. An alien absorbed his body, and the Jamie we're talking to now is actually an alien recruiter trying to get us to trust aliens and eventually board their ship.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'll pass.
Kind of wild when you find out somebody you've been working with for a long time is in fact an alien.
It is crazy because sometimes there's like breadcrumbs that people leave you and you don't really pick up on it until they bring it up themselves. But I do remember when I walked in one day, it had to be a couple weeks ago, I heard Jamie, and I heard something, but now I'm thinking it was Jamie, and he was like,
Was it in the office?
It was in the office,
and Jamie was the only one in the office.
I thought it might have been the fan or something, or something, but he was like,
he has been trying to get us there earlier and earlier.
He has.
What's that about?
I don't know.
Like hey guys, be here at 12:30. Hey, make it 12. Actually, 11. I don't. What?
Yeah.
I don't know why. Maybe the recruiting process only takes place
at a certain time. Yeah.
And we're kind of throwing it off by showing up later than that time that it's set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good call. We'll need to investigate.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
That's the case.
Yeah.
So you guys at
1:59. All right, here's how about some criticisms and some compliments?
Yeah, absolutely. The Waterboy says, criticism, only one segment of the six-pack and only got through 2 questions. It was something new today.
It's a good point by the Waterboy.
Paying attention.
Really good point by the Waterboy.
Waterboy?
Yeah.
Not going to say any names, but you keep sending your messages in. It will be heard.
Yeah.
What the heck? We had a very good conversation.
Very good conversation.
Well, I just
know there's only as a Waterboy pointed out.
Whatever.
There's only 2 questions answered in the sports six-pack.
Yeah. Well, we gotta be better for sure on that. Maybe we could knock that down to maybe 1 segment with 6 questions. Who knows? It has happened before. Compliment though from the Waterboy. Amazing show, attacked by aliens and pushed through. Marsh not giving play-by-play today.
Yeah, good job, Marsh.
Stalter being Stalter in the Gauntlet, ending with a classic segment of Bet the Board where no one's betting lines being the same. You never know what might happen in the fast lane.
Yeah,
that should be our tagline.
That's a really good promo that Waterboy just wrote for us.
You never know.
Yep. And all of it true, by the way. I mean, every single statement that he had in that was true.
Tiny Nipples says, you all make driving to anywhere a delight.
Oh, thank you.
My girlfriend has become a big fan as well.
Oh, that's nice.
Appreciate that.
Shout out to your girlfriend.
Yeah. And him.
And him, of course. Yeah. Well, I was going to say something and I stopped.
Okay. All right.
I was going to say, shout out to your girlfriend unless you have a wife.
Oh,
you
Anthony.
know? But I'm sure the girlfriend is legit.
Yeah.
For him. So shout out to both of you. Thanks for listening.
The girlfriend and the wife? you doing?
Shout out to the girlfriend and the guy who texted in.
Oh. So no wife?
I don't know.
No wife.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Just be safe. Shout out to the three of you.
Way to catch yourself, right?
He didn't catch himself.
All right.
He kept going.
You just created a terrible situation for that guy.
He's fine. Okay?
He's going to have to answer so many questions now.
Not really. Because if he's with the girlfriend, you know.
Tiny Nipple says it is legit.
There you go. Yeah, we appreciate you.
Thanks, Tiny Nipples.
Shout out to you, TN.
Salty Bald Dad from Casey.
I definitely thought you were saying something else.
Tiny Nipple says no wife, by the way.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Salty Bald Dad from Caseyville says, great show, boys. Thanks for the interaction CD.
No problem.
What were you guys chatting about?
We were talking about Herrera being praised by Pujols, and I said that was Juan Yepes. That's what we talked about.
Yeah.
Not Herrera. He said no, it was both of them, and then he sent an article.
Oh, nice.
Greatly appreciated.
Tiny Nipple says they are tiny. The 314, that is Justin, says no sports show ahead of the fast lane, number 1.
Thank you. Appreciate you, Justin.
Yeah. For the 314, fun show today. Everyone have a good night. Go Cards.
Go Cards. Unless you're Jamie, who selected the Cubs. Just disgraceful.
Well, they're not playing the Cubs tonight. Doesn't matter.
It does matter. You never root for the Cubs. By the way, just a shout out to Andrew Marsh, too.
Shout out to Marsh.
What did I do?
He almost caused the Cardinals to lose game 1.
Yeah, I did, actually.
Owned it.
That would have been bad.
He owned it, and guess what happened? The Cardinals won.
They won.
They came back and won.
They did.
Nice job, Marsh.
Ryan Blade's going to hit a home run tonight.
I'm sure he will.
All right.
I don't think he will. Can we give a shout out to Mitch Harris?
Shout out to Mitch Harris.
Absolutely.
He was awesome. Yeah.
Great interview we had with him.
Really nice guy. Got a book coming out.
Yep.
Former Cardinal, Mitch Harris. Served in our Naval Academy as well. Thank you for your service.
The 314 says, this show rocks my world.
Good. Thank you.
Yes.
We appreciate that.
Shout out to Aaron Rodgers, too.
Aaron.
He's going to be a Steeler.
And we are
I'm sorry I get choked up thinking about
to
it.
the Super Bowl.
Are you?
Yep. Yeah, you betting odds higher on the Falcons or the Steelers, Anthony? What are we talking about?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Let's check that out.
Changed, I'm sure, today. For the better.
Sure, it went up.
Who do you think? Marsh, you're impartial on this, and I know you'll give me a real answer.
Yeah.
Who do you think has higher odds to win the Super Bowl? I think it's still the Steelers.
Falcons or Steelers?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Falcons just because I think they have an easier road to the playoffs. Steelers playing a tougher division.
Kind of a crap sandwich.
Easier.
I said what I said.
I still think it's probably the Steelers. Let's see here. Still checking. Still holding. Playoffs, futures.
Yeah.
To make the playoffs. Is it?
I don't know. I just said it.
Where are the Super Bowl?
Here we go. Let's see. The Steelers are
Why don't you put your
plus
Super Bowl
4,500. The Falcons are plus 6,000.
Okay. So it is the Steelers.
Better odds.
Congratulations.
6,000. Wow.
Plus 6,000.
Jeez. Good luck, Anthony.
Thank you.
You're going to be a Chiefs fan before February.
No. No. Come on, guys.
By October.
I have rules.
It's time for the Fast Lane's 3 Stars of the Day. Presented by Circus Sports Illinois. Sports betting the way it should be.
All right, our third star of the day are the aliens.
Yeah.
Aliens.
Be
third
careful.
star of
One
the day.
specifically that we work
We know
with.
of.
Yeah.
Kind of weird.
Second star of the day goes out to the Fast Lane Quartet.
That was, that's
Happy
true.
birthday.
And happy birthday to Swan again.
Yeah.
He gets to hear that anytime he wants now.
Yeah. Could be his ringtone. First star of the day, Mitch Harris.
Mitch Harris. I figured you were going that route. Nice job there, Marsh. Yep. Excellent. All right, don't forget, we got Thunder Pacers Game 1 pregame at 6:30. So that will follow instant replay. We also have the tip-off, of course, at 7:30. Did you just break a computer?
No, what happened?
Anthony, we got to get out of here.
Did you just slam your mic into the back of Carey's computer?
We're getting out of here soon.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yep. We'll edit that in post. Go Pacers tonight, boys. For Jamie Rivers, for Andrew Marsh, for Carey Davis, I'm Anthony Stalter. See you.